It's time for high school football on Beaver County Radio, a WBVP tradition for over 76 years. Tonight's broadcast is being brought to you by eXp Realty, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Patriot Home Care, Keystone Wellness Programs, Fry Transportation, Forward RX, Electric Garage Door Sales, the YMCA, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, McDonald's, Moon Auto, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, CCBC, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, Al's Pizza, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Drug-Free Aliquippa, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, LGKG, St. Barnabas, Gnu's Body Works, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, Hallowed Grounds, J. Young Refuse, Zuki Sports Tavern, the Rochester Hotel, Henderson Insurance, D&G Rentals, S.E. Snyder Insurance, and Beaver County Radio, 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP. Now let's head out to the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth for coverage of tonight's game.
Welcome to Mo Rubenstein Stadium in the heart of Ambridge. I'm Angino along with Micah Zading in the booth. We'll check in with Tank Latham coming up on the sidelines a little bit later on. This is a huge matchup between Blackhawk and Ambridge, and at first glance you wouldn't think that a 3-3 team and a 3-2 team, both of them with one loss already in the Parkway Conference, would be playing such a pivotal game. But this is a very, very important game for either one of these schools to keep their playoff hopes alive. Mike, why is that?
Well, when you look at things in 4A, the top two teams in each conference make the playoffs, and then that's six, and then two wild card teams. So you're going to have two likely third-place teams make the playoffs. So you got four teams in this section. They're battling out for that third spot because right now Aliquippa and Montour, the class of this section, those are the top two teams. So Blackhawk, Newcastle, West Allegheny, and Ambridge all fighting for that third spot. So a loss here tonight is going to pretty much mean you're going to have to beat Aliquippa, you're going to have to beat Montour, which is going to be high challenges for both of these teams. If you win this game and then you beat Newcastle, then you've got a pretty good shot to make the playoffs because teams you're going to be up against for the wild card are going to be McKeesport, Trinity, teams like that. Mm-hmm. Hard for me to believe that they're going to take two teams from Section 3 because you've got Bell Vernon and Thomas Jefferson over there. Section 2 has Mars, but Section 1 has such good teams after Aliquippa and Montour, be it Blackhawk, Ambridge, Newcastle, West Allegheny. They should get at least one from here. So whoever wins tonight keeps playoff hopes alive. The loser, their playoff hopes diminish quite a bit.
Well, let's talk about the schedule moving forward from tonight and why this game is so important. If you're Blackhawk or Ambridge, what schedule would you want to be looking forward to? Here's Ambridge. They have Montour and then Newcastle, and then they close with Aliquippa. Blackhawk has Aliquippa, West Allegheny, and then they close on the road at Newcastle.
You know, I think Blackhawk, even though they have to play Aliquippa next, they have to play a West Allegheny team that has two losses, that's playing Aliquippa tonight, and you know, that game then, Blackhawk, West Allegheny could therefore really be for a playoff spot. Same thing with Newcastle. So no matter what you do, Blackhawk has four tough games in a row, and that's what you want as a coach. You're going to be playing and trying to get ready for the playoffs, playing against teams that have to play the same. For Ambridge, they have to play Blackhawk, but then they also have to play Montour and Aliquippa. That's why this game's so important for them, because if they lose tonight, they're going to have to play two of the best teams in the conference in the last 3 weeks, and the Newcastle team that only has one loss.
When you look at Ambridge first, Sherm McBride at the beginning of the season says that he needs patience. He needs these guys to realize they got to play all four quarters. He looked back at last year and said, you know, they were really great for the first half, maybe going into part of the third quarter. And then the steam all came out of them late in the third quarter going into the fourth quarter. This time, they've picked up the wins. They've shown themselves to be competitive. I spoke to him a couple days ago and said, what do you think about where your team is? He says, listen, me and the coaching staff, we can bring them to the table, but they got to want to eat. And right now, tonight, that challenge is how bad do they want it?
Well, they wanted it pretty bad when we saw them against Western Beaver. They played well. They lost a tough game on a 2-point conversion at Hopewell, a game they easily could have won. Beat Mount Pleasant, then beat Greensburg-Salem on the road, which a lot of people thought that was a surprise because Greensburg-Salem was undefeated, held them to 8 points, and then they lost to West Allegheny last week. So they've played better than last year. Sherm told me 3 years ago he thought this would be the year they'd be really good. They're good, but they're not really good. But the key thing for him is, as you know, they have a lot of seniors that have stuck with the program. Mm-hmm. They have a senior-dominated line. They have a big line, and everybody knows you build from the line out. So this team is a team that can withstand a few injuries and is not banged up too much. And they're a run-oriented team. As you get late in the fall, when the weather turns bad, you want to be a running team. And they're the kind of team that's a ball control team.
You are listening to the Fisher's New Brighton Foodland pregame show. We're broadcasting live from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth. We'll take a look at what's happening over at Blackhawk, what they're looking for in this season, and how things have really turned around for them with their new head coach, Jake Wickline. Details about that coming up as the Fisher's New Brighton Foodland pregame show continues on Beaver County Radio.
Get ready to kick off your game day with everything you'll need for tailgate parties from Fisher's Foodland in New Brighton. Party trays, snacks, beverages. If you're looking for food ideas to make your tailgate party unforgettable, Fisher's has it all. Fisher's Foodland is a complete independently owned and operated grocery store focused on your daily needs for the whole family. Remember, football season is a great reason to visit Fisher's Foodland in New Brighton.
Can you afford to put off repairs or replacement of your roof? This is Diane Ireland of Ireland Contracting. With interest rates going up, take advantage of our 12 months same as cash or financing up to 10 years. Add that skylight, change the siding, or update the windows. My husband Gary and I are so confident of our expert craftsmanship that we put the family name on our business. Call 1-800-NEW-ROOF or visit IrelandContracting.com. Ireland Contracting, we got you covered.
There's exciting news. A new pharmacy in New Brighton just opened, Forward RX. It's an independent community pharmacy that fills prescriptions at transparent cost-plus pricing on many generic medications. No insurance or discount coupons needed. Brandon Anthonopoulos will discuss your needs and how Forward RX can help you save money. The pharmacy experience you deserve is more affordable than you think. Become a Forward member today. Stop in 809 3rd Avenue, New Brighton, or check their prices at FWDRX.com.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
Getting into the lineup and making the team is easy at Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Training camp is starting and you are invited. This is Coach Andy Dangle and I'm looking for new teammates. Membership is open to many organizations and groups throughout the county. Join my team at Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Details and applications are available now. Visit Freedom United Federal Credit Union today. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it's hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season from your friends at Fry Transportation.
Welcome back. I'm Mangino. This is the Fisher's New Brighton Foodland pregame show from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth. And Mike, let's talk about Blackhawk coming into this game. Big victory to start the season off with a 57-0 pounding of Beaver Falls, and then losing the Beaver and then North Catholic in back-to-back weeks, and then picking up wins against Southmoreland and York, and then last week only 8-point performance. This is a team that offensively is averaging about 38 points a game, but last week only able to put up 8. What are you looking at when you see this Blackhawk Cougars offense?
This team has to be able to mix it up. That's what they've done all year long. They're a team that can mix it up. 1,100 yards rushing, almost 1,200 yards rushing, and 1058 as far as passing goes. So they're the type of team that can do both, which is really good because if you try to stop the run, they can pass on you. Try to stop the pass, they'll try to run on you. That's what they do. Another thing about this team, they only have 3 fumbles lost all year. That's pretty good. Only 3 offensive fumbles lost. Another big thing about this team, 9 sacks. So, that's like 2 a game, and that's pretty good. So they're well-rounded, and that's what Jake Wickline has tried to do here. Get a well-rounded team, and it's going to be up to them. They're going to have to find a way to offset the size disadvantage that Ambridge has on the line. They can find a way to stop Ambridge's run because Ambridge's forte isn't the passing game. Blackhawk has a really good shot in this game, and you mentioned these last games they played. Beaver Falls just doesn't have it this year. Everybody knows that. They competed with Beaver, hung in there with North Catholic. They easily could have won that game, beat Southmoreland and York, like you said, in big ways. But last week was a bit of a disappointment. Really didn't compete with Montour. So I got a feeling they'll be ready for this one on the road because they're not happy with that performance last week against one of the top teams in the section.
They are dealing with a couple of really important injuries. Cody Woodward and A.J. Montgomery, stars on both sides of the ball. Also, they are leading returners in special teams. Losing them to injury may have played a major role in their offensive performance from last week and may make things a little bit more difficult for them tonight.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. And you know what? Every team we do has an injury or two, but when it's the key guys, that hurts. So then what do they say? Next man up. Well, a guy that's probably going to have to really step up today is Tyler Heckathorn. He's only has 2 touchdowns and 213 yards, but as a senior has been through this. Also, tight end Jameson Feely is a junior. He's going to be a guy they're going to have to look at. And also now a guy thrust in the lineup is Brady Mayer as we get ready for the national anthem.
National anthem here is led by the Ambridge Marching Band and
some alumni in there as well.
Oh, that's nice. Here we go, the national anthem. Ambridge Marching Band with some alumni here, and it is a pink out at Ambridge. And the guys, when they were warming up, were wearing their pink warm-up jerseys and pink hats all over the place, T-shirts in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Let's go down to the sideline. Tank Latham for the very first time. We'll check in with Tank with the eXp Realty sideline report. You had a chance to speak with Coach Wickline. What did he tell you?
Yeah, Coach Wickline, he was a hard one to get a hold of because he's a hands-on coach. He was in with the DBs and the offensive linemen, firing them all up. I got a hold of him, like you said already, injuries, number 4 and number 9, this next man up. It seemed like they got a lot of young men that ready to step up in those roles. I was asking him, like, what should we focus? What was this week's focus? It was basically back to the basics, make sure that they are going to hit all the marks. They are excited for tonight's game. They are very up for this game, and they have a couple new things that they're going to have ready for us tonight. He wouldn't tell everything, but he's a very passionate coach, that's for sure.
Yeah, he is definitely that. Thank you very much, Tank. He's also one that likes to play things very close to the vest. He's very concerned about information getting back out, not only to his opponent in any given week, but anybody else that he's ultimately going to play.
Yeah.
And he says, you know what? Watch. You'll see what happens.
Well, you know what? I mean, you can't argue with it. I mean, look at what this team has done in the last, what do we say, 4 years? They've won 9 games, counting this year. Before this year, they won a total of, I had it, and I lost it. I think 4 or 5 games in the last couple of years. They haven't played well, and they've gone through, this is their 3rd coach in 3 years. They've had some changes, and he's going to do it his way. And so far, they're playing at 500, and midway through the season, they still have a good shot at the playoffs, where the last 3 years they did not.
Not only are they going through 3 coaches in 3 years, but that coaching change happened in a period of about 6 months.
Yep.
Where the head coach leaves to take an AD job someplace else. You have a coach step in just weeks before the season starts last year. Mm-hmm. And then just a month or two after it concluded, a 1-9 performance wasn't enough. And then they bring Jake in. And one of the things he did tell me, he's been very warmly welcomed into the community. And a lot of it's because he's not a part of the previous regimes. It's like a clean slate, and they're giving him opportunity to be able to show what he can do. And so far, he's got a program that's working.
Well, it turns out I was right. 9 wins in the last 4 years, counting this year. So 4.5 years. You know, he's from Riverside. He's got a good background. He's got a master's. He was a very good player in the past. Jim Riggio, who's the AD at Ambridge, who's the new AD, told me that, you know, he did a search, and he was very impressed by Jake and thought that, you know, a lot of people want a Blackhawk man in there like you do at a lot of these schools, but he felt like it was good for a change, and so far he's been right. And the kids respect him. The kids are playing for him, and so far it turns out they're right. Blackhawk football might not be back to where they were 20 years ago, but they're back to being competitive, and that's what you want to start with.
Coming up on the Fishers New Brighton Foodland pregame show, we'll take a look at matchups around the Beaver Valley. We'll also take a sneak peek at possible leaders and contenders for that CCBC Player of the Game. And Tank had the opportunity to talk to Coach Sherman McBride. We'll get that coming up next on Beaver County Radio.
Make your dream of a college degree a reality at Community College of Beaver County. CCBC offers 10 pathways to success, including health sciences, criminal justice, industrial technology, business, and more. Start at CCBC and finish your career or get transfer ready, all at a realistic cost. Enroll today, ccbc.edu. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose, but the game of life is a lot easier to play when you're insured with the best. More than 117 years has proven the Henderson Agency in Aliquippa knows what it takes to provide their customers with the best insurance for their needs. Auto, home, motorcycle, boat, or business. They pride themselves on good, old-fashioned friendly service and represent several insurance companies, including Progressive, National General, an Allstate company, and Mutual Benefit. The Henderson Agency, Aliquippa.
Tri-State Sporting Arms on Main Street in New Brighton is now open. Stop in and explore their extensive selection of high-quality firearms, pistols, and accessories. Tri-State Sporting Arms also pays top dollar for used firearms. Their experienced and highly trained staff is here to assist you in selecting the right firearm for you. Stop on down to Beaver County's newest firearms store, Tri-State Sporting Arms, at 807 3rd Avenue, New Brighton, or check them out on Facebook.
I'm Tiani, and I'm equipped.
Hi, I'm John, and I'm a Bobcat.
Hi, I'm Cassie, and I'm a warrior.
I'm David, and I'm a warrior.
Hi, I'm Dominique, and I'm equipped.
This is Daniel from Hopewell, a proud Viking. Well, it's true that when it's game time, we might be on different sides. It's the other team that we are all part of. A team that will make a real difference once the season is over. That's because we are all training for a very long and profitable postseason at the Beaver County Career and Technology Center.
For 45 years now, the Beaver County Career and Technology Center has been creating top-notch performers from all local Beaver County high schools. Our spirited recruits have made the starting lineup and performed like all-stars in many different fields.
Why not join our team? Visit bcctc.org, celebrating 45 years as the best place to start a career. The Beaver County Career and Technology Center.
You're listening to 2024 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio from the McGee Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by eXp Realty, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Patriot Home Care, Keystone Wellness, Pride Transportation Group LLC, Forward RX, Electric Garage Door Sales, the YMCA, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, Tri-State McDonald's, I'm loving it, and Beaver County Radio.
I'm Gino Mike Asadian with me in the booth. We are at Mo Rubenstein Stadium in Ambridge for the Bridgers and the Cougars. Kickoff coming up in about 9 minutes from right now. Before we go through the Fire Transportation Update Desk and look at games around the valley, let's check back in with Tank Latham for the eXp Realty Sideline Report. And Tank, when you spoke with Coach McBride earlier, what did he tell you about what he expects out of this game tonight?
Coach Sherman, first off, he told me he's got a new quarterback going to be starting. DJ Kane's going to be starting for the junior. He's extremely happy that his whole team is healthy and ready to go. And once again, he's saying he's going back to the basics too. He needs somebody here who's going to win that first division game, and he's hoping it's his team.
Yeah, one of the things that's so critical, especially at this level, is what happens on the line. And when you look at the line, check this out, Mike. Ambridge outweighs Blackhawk offense to defense. Ambridge 260 to Blackhawk 190.
Yeah, that's big.
You flip that around. Blackhawks offensive line, they only average about 210, where the defensive line for Ambridge is nearly 255, 260.
That's why I say if Ambridge can effectively run the ball and kill a clock, they've got a couple of big backs. But the big thing now is going to be that quarterback, DJ Kane. He's a junior taking over for the senior. And, are you going to be able to hold on to the ball? You know what you're doing. If you do, that's going to be a big key for them.
Let me chime in on that, fellas. The Blackhawks' offensive line, though, was very athletic. They may not be big, but they were moving around fast, and they were pulling pretty good down here. So size isn't everything when it comes to the offensive line.
You're right. Good point.
Let's look at the Fry Transportation Update Desk and matchups around the Beaver Valley. West Allegheny is at Aliquippa tonight. Kickoff at 7.
If West Allegheny could pull an upset, that's really going to make them for a strong case for a playoff spot. But I think Aliquippa is the better team and should win tonight.
Beaver, one of the top schools in all of the WPIAL in 3A. They're on the road. They're playing a really good team in Deer Lakes. That's
going to be interesting. That's a matchup of a playoff game at Beaver 2 years ago where they easily handled them. But Deer Lakes Athletics has really come along in the last couple of years. That's going to be a challenge for them.
Beaver Falls is up in Union, Tigers and Scotties, and both of these schools are playing for their very first win of the season.
Well, there's something to be said about going winless and getting a victory, whether it's on the road or home, but you're going to go up against a similar team. Union moved up from single way. Beaver Falls is well known, has lost so many people, so it would be a big win for Beaver Falls to get that win under their belt.
One of the big questions for tonight, which Central Valley Warriors team will show up when they host the Trojans of North Catholic?
I don't want to say must win, but if they lose that game, there's a very, very real chance that Central Valley won't make the playoffs because then they're going to be fourth in the conference. So I think they have to win this game if they want to make the playoffs.
Another great matchup to be able to be a part of tonight if you could. Cornell is in Fort Cherry, Raiders and Rangers.
Fort Cherry has their top quarterback. They won the WPL title last year. Cornell under Ed Dawson, they've only got that one tough loss to Bishop Canavan. And Cornell's got a really solid squad. It's going to be interesting to see what they can do against the high-flying Fort Cherry Rangers.
Hopewell has shown themselves to be able to produce at times during this year. McGuffey has just seemed to struggle throughout the entire season.
Yes.
They match up tonight in McGuffey.
Well, Hopewell has to win that game. If they win that game, they stay in line with the team that wins this game with a shot at the playoffs.
Moon Tigers are hosting another big powerhouse in 5A. Peters Township is paying them a visit.
You know what? I mean, Moon has a really tough schedule this year. That 5A is loaded. That section is loaded. Moon's shown well, but they're going to have to start winning some games against better opportunity, tough teams if they want to make the playoffs.
New Brighton is looking fantastic this year. 2024 is just a really great year for the Lions. This time they draw Mohawk. They're up in Mohawk country to play the Warriors.
You know, again, here's a team, New Brighton, we never would have been talking playoffs at the beginning of the season, but they've turned things around. They've got a lot of kids that stuck with the program. They win this game. They still have a shot, if they keep winning, to make the playoffs, because AA, much like some of these other where they take the top 3 teams in the conference and pick wild cards. So New Brighton pretty much has to win this game if they still want to sniff playoffs.
Avonworth is at Quaker Valley. Any possibility they look past the Quakers?
You know what? Probably not. I mean, the Quakers don't have a lot of depth, don't have a ton of talent, and Avonworth should be able to handle them, even if they overlook them a little bit.
Riverside not happy with their performance from last week. They're now in freedom to take the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty much must win for them, too. They're going to have to go in there, play their run game, ball control, and do what they wanted to do last week. And again, there's a team that they lose this game, no shot at the playoffs.
Rochester looked really good last week. They're hoping to make it 2 in a row now as they play in Shenango.
That's a game they could win. Shenango's much like Rochester. A lot of problems early in the season. Rochester has had more. I talked to Gene Matzook this week. They've had more injuries in the last 4 years than they've had in the last 10 combined. They just, every time you turn around, key running backs, quarterbacks, they're playing with a freshman quarterback who's never taken a snap the last couple of weeks.
And Southside continues their dominance. There were a lot of questions early in the season about whether or not they could reload and do it again. It looks as though they can. They're in Northgate to take on the Flames.
They may not be as dominant as last year points-wise, but they're still very good defensively, very good on offense. I feel the best is yet to come with them. They did make the WPL championship last year. I know they have goals for that again this year, but they got to keep on winning.
And we will continue to update you from the Fried Transportation Update Desk as scores come through. Let's take a look at the CCBC players of the game and who would be among the tops of those that you think would be contending for a mention tonight. One from, because ultimately we're going to name a player of the game from each school.
Well, you know, for me, I think it has to be for Blackhawk, Stephen Nally. If Stephen can do what he's been doing, throw the ball, manage to get some points and move the ball and get first downs with the passing game, he is my guy that I think could be player of the game for Blackhawk. And for Ambridge, it's tough. It's got to be one of the 2 big guys at running back. It's either going to be Stacey Jones or Xavion Lewis. I believe Stacey Jones was the last time we came here. 250-pound seniors are running back. I mean, that's big. I mean, you get ahead of steam behind that line. He can grind up some yardage, so he's my pick. I'm not sure what you think or Tank thinks. Maybe we can get Tank slots as well.
Tank, so who are you looking at? You got a chance to watch these guys in warm-ups. Who are you looking at tonight?
I'm definitely looking at Xavier Lewis for Ambridge. He did not get player of the game last time.
No, Stacy did last time.
No, he did not.
He did not.
We had a defensive lineman. That was Dominic.
You're right.
And because he took over that game towards the end there. But Xavier Lewis was looking pretty great during pregame. And also for Blackhawk, catch me there, McCarthy, he was looking like he might be
Braden
player
McCarthy.
to watch.
Yep. Okay. All right. How about
Braden
you?
McCarthy played really well last week.
How about you? What's your thoughts?
Well, there are a couple of people I'm looking for. I like Tyler Heckathorn at wideout. Canale is going to have to throw to somebody. He's the one guy they have left. He's 6'4", 190. He's a senior. He knows how to play this game. He can go up and get the ball. All that Canale has to do is really high-pointed at that one. And also, I'm looking for a big game from DJ Kane tonight. He took over the starting quarterback position. He can throw the ball. He can run the ball. He brings a little bit more balance to this offense. And I wouldn't be surprised if DJ Kane starts a quarterback tonight and ends up being the CCBC player of the game for Ambridge.
Should be interesting. Another thing I saw, notes that you put in for your notes package, that Ambridge has all 9 returning starters, all seniors and juniors at guards. So those returning guys on the line, that to me is important. We've seen, I think that's why they won on the road at Greensburg-Salem. They're deeper. I think that's why they almost beat Hopewell. I think that's why they beat Mount Pleasant. didn't compete last week against West Allegheny, which concerns me. We saw them against Western Beaver in the beginning of the year, and they dominated on the line. So I think if they get back to the dominance on the line, this is their game to lose. But they need some help from their defensive backs because you don't want Nally completely picking them apart, which he's done to a few teams so far this year.
All right, so here's the way it matches up. Ambridge is out all black with red numerals and white trim around those numerals. A lot of pink in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The fans are in pink. The coaches have pink hats on. The players have pink socks on, pink tape. And then Blackhawk is in their traditional green pants, white shirt, green numerals with the gold trim and their yellow helmets. They are going to receive the kickoff. The kick by Anthony Powell for Ambridge. If you are listening on the radio or on the app, it is going from left to right. Don't forget, you can always watch this game on Facebook. Go to our Facebook page, Beaver County Radio. You can also watch the game live anywhere on YouTube. The kick is away and back deep for the return. Stewart and McCarthy taken up the middle, breaking over the 30, 35, 40-yard line. First down there for Blackhawk at the 41.
Yeah, they had a nice little wedge there. He got 10 extra yards than he would have. Quickly, the officials for tonight from the West Penn Football Officials Association. Tom Wasco is the referee. The umpire is Dave Costa. Head linesman is Chris Manning. Larry Tomei is the line judge. Mike Polner is your side judge, and your field judge is Carmen Trovato.
Hopefully that is the last time we bring up officials. I'm not crazy about a lot of yellow flags. Reverse around the outside, looking for some room, not able to get any swarming defense there. And the attempt by Sam Stewart to get around the outside. 4 Bridgers were there to stop him for a gain of maybe 2.
Yeah, no blocking there. My thought on officials is if it's an obvious hold, an obvious infraction that's going to infect the play of the game, you have to call it fair. But if you're calling ticky-tack stuff, I think the officials for the most part do a good job. These guys are unsung heroes of the football games.
Canale shotgun, hands it off right up the middle. Broken tackle out to the 35-yard line. Braden McCarthy able to pick up about 3.
He did a good job there. It just looked like he was going to go off tackle right, and he went left. And in between the center, bounced, kind of got tripped up. Got a little bit more than you would have thought he would, so now it makes it a little bit more manageable, 3rd and 5.
That offensive line, Tank was saying, they're not big, but they're fast. They're able to open up holes. Canale decides to keep it, breaking over that left side. No, it's a direct snap up to the 30, 25. Direct snap to Braden McCarthy in the Wildcat. Able to pick up big yardage, well over 30 yards on that play. It's now 1st and 10 from the 22. Caught Ambridge completely by surprise.
And McCarthy runs straight up and down, 170-pounder, 5'11", and he just came out of the backfield, and there was nobody on that side for Ambridge. I mean, nobody. And he got around one block and shed one tackle. Great job for them. They're set up 1st and 10 at the 22.
And he has that breakaway speed, longest run of the season so far, 69 yards for the young man.
Having a pretty good season.
Canale, shotgun, back, looking to his right, finds a receiver, hits him out in the flat, tacking down right around the 15-yard line. Tyler Heckathorn. They call him Chucky.
Yeah, I don't know why.
So I asked, I said, Coach, why do they call him Chucky? Because he has red hair and looks just like that dog. Chucky.
Saw him last year. We had him on for the basketball show, and pretty good kid. What he did there is he took 2 steps out, turned around, caught the ball, and ended up getting another 6 or 7 yards after the catch. So very good play by Heckathorn.
2 tight ends to the left, handoff over that left side, finds some room, looking for the edge, and barely taken down as he was getting around the corner. That tackle, was that Adam Fernandez? No.
I think so.
Yeah.
No? Number 1, that was...
Adam Fernandez. He's wearing number 1 tonight.
Adam Fernandez, talked to him. When Ambridge was on the show earlier in the year, boy, Adam's one of those kids plays 2 or 3 sports and just got out there and made a nice play.
Direct snap once again, and Ambridge read that one. Immediately stopped at the line of scrimmage. Braden McCarthy by a host of defensive linemen.
Yeah, I mean... This time he tried to go right up the middle, and that's the strength of Ambridge. Again, Tank made a really good point. Bigger doesn't mean faster, so if you run against up the middle, you better have holes. If not, they're going to clog you up. So running on the outside against them is probably a little easier, but they ran inside and they got maybe a yard. They're going to go for it here on 4th.
4th, they're calling it 2 yards. Direct snap. McCarthy has it and not able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
He stopped.
Ambridge read it, stopped them short.
You know, I don't blame Blackhawk for doing that.
Hold on 1 second. It looked like, yes, they're calling it first down, Ambridge.
Yeah, that does. I know he didn't get there. I don't think he did.
Well, the officials were a little delayed on calling that. I was surprised, and I was beginning to think maybe I'm looking at the ball marker where the ball was at and what the yard line was. Maybe I'm just not seeing straight lines from this angle.
He missed it by a yard easy. He got hit right at the line of scrimmage. So he needed 2 yards. So he, in fact, and he might have lost a yard there. So 1st and 10 for the Bridgers.
So DJ Kane is starting for tonight in place of John Gerace. He takes it, keeps it himself right up the middle, able to get some really nice yardage out to near the 20-yard line, pickup of about 7 on that.
Tank says a lot of zone blocking for Blackhawk, and they're looking for some cutback areas, but they just didn't have it. And again, credit to Ambridge. I mean, they gave up a couple of big plays, but they held. So, and Blackhawk mainly ran the ball and threw it once and didn't mix it up as much as they usually do.
Kane in shotgun. Stacey Jones on his hip. Fakes the handoff on the receiver coming around, then he hands it off to Jones, and he is taken down behind the line of scrimmage, loss of 1.
Interesting. You know, the battle, in my opinion, coming into this game was on the line. And so far, Blackhawks hung in there. Up the middle, they haven't done as well. They had that one big run to the outside, but now's the test. A couple of runs, 5 yards, 3rd and 5. They're not really known as a passing team. See what Kane can do here on 3rd and 5. You want to get a first down on your first offensive.
7:54 in a running clock. Ball set right in the middle of the field at the 24. Fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, gets close to the 25-yard line. First down pickup. Very nice pickup by DJ Kane.
Nice fake. Really, really nice fake there. That is important because they had 2 guys there who was with him in the backfield. I think it was Lewis in the backfield with him. Nice fake. A couple of guys from Ambridge bit on that fake, and he had a little bit of room up the middle. So nice first down. Again, always important to move the stakes early on. You don't want to get stuck way back deep in your territory.
4 wide receivers sent, 3 to Kane's left, 1 to his right. Hands it off right over that left side. Pickup of about 1, maybe 2 to Xavier Lewis.
Lewis, a big kid, 210 pounds. Has 6 TDs on the year. You want 3 or 4 yards on first down. I mean, it's nice to get positive yardage, but you don't want to stick yourself where you have to throw the ball, especially with a starting quarterback who hasn't played a lot this year.
3 wide receivers sent, 2 left, 1 right. Tying it in motion. DJ Kane decides to keep it himself off of a fake pitch, and he gets taken back to the original line of scrimmage, setting up a 3rd and 10 on this one.
Yeah, Blackhawk not fooled. And Jameson Feely in on that tackle from his defensive end position. He came in unblocked, not fooled. They saw that play once before. This time they weren't fooled on it.
So now they're in a position they don't want to be in. 3rd and long. You think it's passing. DJ came back looking, dumps it off, and overthrows his running back. Not able to make the connection. Now setting up a 4th down where you're looking at a punt. Tank was mentioning earlier when we talked about the size differential between the offensive line and the defensive line for Ambridge to Blackhawk. But Blackhawks defense, they are really fast. They're quick off the snap and able to penetrate through those gaps and then ultimately mess things up behind the line of scrimmage.
Exactly, and he got happy feet, and he threw that ball a little quick, flat-footed too.
Anthony Powell back. The kick is away, and it looks as though it may have been blocked and taken by a Cougar, number 65, Tristan Brunson, who anchors that line right in the middle at tackle. was able to. I wasn't sure if it was a block or if he just kicked it straight up in the air.
No, he blocked it, and part of the reason is because the ball was snapped low, hit the ground. He was able to get a good bounce right to him, and I believe that's their second or third block punt of the year. Let me check on that.
And we have an injured Cougar, but he's back up now. And so now, the Cougars have it. Blackhawk has it. 1st and 10 from around the 11, 12-yard line. They're waiting for the officials to signal they can go ahead and play. Big special teams mistake by Ambridge. Snap, taken, handoff. Stuffed up the middle, still trying to find some room, bouncing outside, and ultimately taken down by at least 6 of the Bridgers. Braden McCarthy just not able to find the room that he's used to finding.
You know, here's a chance for Ambridge to hold tight. Now, Blackhawk does have some field goal potential in tight.
Yeah, Will Brown is 2 for 2 on field goals. Longest is from 35, so he's clearly within his range here as they're set up at around the 10-yard line. Canale keeps it over that left side, gets in close to the 5-yard line, setting up a 3rd and short for the Cougars.
So they're not thinking field goal, obviously. They're thinking touchdown, and you win games with touchdowns. But you want to come away with points here. Big 3rd down, but you got to figure they're in 4-down territory. I don't see them throwing the ball, but you never know when Hackathorn can get involved right off the line.
Canale under center, running backs behind him, and stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Able to get maybe a yard on that, setting up a 4th and a decision.
Yeah, see, running against that line of scrimmage right up the middle, not exactly their strong suit right now. That's Ambridge's, the heart of their deal. They're going to go for a field goal, I think, or at least line up like it. I think maybe Hackathorn in a play like they did earlier to get that 7 yards, maybe something there. But they're going to try for the short points, it looks like.
Will Brown, once again, 2 of 2 on the season, 35-yarder. He's a left-footed kicker. Canale's the holder. The kick is up, and it is good. So now Blackhawk leads Ambridge with 4:21 to go in the first quarter. 3-0 from Mo Rubenstein Stadium in Ambridge. The kickoff is next in 30 seconds.
Back to school season means back to your credit union season. Before you pack the lunchbox, be sure and pack your wallet. Visit Friendly Federal Credit Union and get the cash supply you'll need so that you can buy the school supplies that they will need. This is Cindy Hiladio. Stop into the principal's office and see me to sign up for an easy-to-manage personal signature loan. They're now available from $500 to $10,000 with approved credit. Friendly Federal Credit Union, member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
The Cougars up 3-0. Getting ready to kick. Will Brown, he has had 7 touchbacks on the season, which is a remarkable feat for a high school kicker.
It just seems like there are a lot of good kickers in the WPL right now.
He kicks it high and deep and taken at the 5-yard line up to the 10, 15, 20, 25, and then taken down. There's a fumble. And it looks as though a Bridger landed on it.
He might have ball popped loose when he hit the ground. So that was going to be
Officials are saying he's down at the 26. So 1st and 10 at the 26.
A chance for Ambridge to do something here. Blackhawk came away after that block punt with 3 points. They would have liked to have 7. But, in my opinion, that's a victory for Ambridge because that could have been disastrous. I mean, they started off at what, the 12-yard line? 20? I mean, Blackhawk, only 3. I think Ambridge has to like that. We might have a penalty here. Yes, we do. Didn't see a flag, but Ambridge is backing up now. And that's going to be...
Looks as though they're walking off.
10 yards. That's going to be...
Wow. Let's see what the call is. Holding.
Yep. I'm going to start at the 16 now.
We were talking a lot about lines. Let's go ahead and give some credit to lines. Dante Prentice is at left tackle. Quinn Catch is at left guard. Blaze Kohler center. Logan Wolf on right guard. And Marley Moore at right tackle for Ambridge. And the front four for Blackhawk, Jamison Feely, you've already mentioned him once. Aiden Zalmanek, he leads the team in sacks. Tristan Brunson is the one who got in there and blocked that kick and recovered the block punt. And Tyler Heckathorn from wide out to defensive end. And Ambridge looks as though they drew him offside.
Yeah, they did. Well, here's what happened. They originally marked it at the 16, but they realized you have to mark it from the point of where the foul was. It happened at 19, so Ambridge starts off at the 9, but now they get 5 yards here because of offsides encroachment on Blackhawk, so now they get all the way out to the 14.5, 15-yard line. They're going to call it to 14, so Ambridge with a break there.
1st and 5, everybody's in tight. Snap taken. Dive right up the middle on the right side. Pickup of maybe a yard on that play, no more than that.
Well, both teams pretty strong up the middle, and Ambridge really hasn't been able to run the ball that well. It's only their second possession. They did get a first down, first time. This game right now is shaping up to be a defensive battle.
Everybody's in tight one more time. Running backs all to the right side. He runs instead to the left, finds the edge, gets it. Able to make a man miss out to the 30, near the 35-yard line. Huge pickup of about 17 on that play.
Went to the outside, forearmed the guy. Boy, I tell you, if that one guy doesn't get in his face, he could probably go a lot longer, but that's a big gainer. Was that Xavier Lewis? I believe it was. Tank, can you confirm that with it? Yep, Tank says yes, it's Lewis. Boy, from up here, 5 and 2, it's just so hard to read the numbers when you've got red numbers on black uniforms.
Right, it's not easy.
We apologize. So Tank, our eyes on the field.
Thank you very much, Tank.
And now Lewis sits down.
Now quarterback, shotgun, decides to take it over that right side, running it well. And that Adam Fernandez on that one. They will run a number of different people in that spot, whether it's quarterback, wildcat. It really doesn't make a difference to Sherm.
Exactly, and they're going to run the ball probably 85, 90% of the time. I mean, and now Blackhawk, they got their linebackers kind of hanging back a little bit, but Ambridge does not put anybody out there. They better bring everybody up.
Adam Fernandez has it. Able to get Blackhawk to jump again.
Yep.
That's the second time in this drive. It was a 2nd and 6. It sets up a 2nd and 1 after that penalty.
Remember against Western Beaver, we saw this same formation in the beginning of the game. They just run. And until you can stop it consistently, they will not go and put wide receivers out there and put 2 out or 3 out or anything like that. And they won't throw unless they have to. So right now, 2nd and 1, I see no reason for them to change until Blackhawk can stop them.
Fernandez, wildcat, 3 running backs and a stacked eye to his right. He runs behind them, then darts back over the middle. Looks as though he does get first down yardage, pickup of 2 to the 45.
Yeah, right here on our sight line at the 45-yard line. Cut back right in the middle. That's what you look for when you're a fast, quick back like Adam Fernandez is. You look for holes, and you try to hit them quickly, and that's what he did. And a first down.
Blackhawk likes to run a 2-deep safety look, but they've been dropping the 1 safety down. Ryan Pursuta back at free safety. Connor McGraw getting up tighter, leading tackler for Blackhawk. And Ambridge breaks it. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and run out of bounds right before, they're giving him the touchdown. The referee went down right around the 1, but called touchdown for Ambridge. Adam Fernandez.
Boy, I got to tell you, I mean, he's got speed. He's a game breaker. He was out for 1 play, came back in. He's the kind of kid, I remember as a freshman he had game-breaking speed, but they didn't have a lot of blocking then. You get some blocking now, and that's a big touchdown for them.
Adam Fernandez set to hold. Anthony Powell with the kick. It's up, and it's good. Anthony Powell on the conversion. It's now 7-3 Ambridge over Blackhawk. 2:06 to go in the first quarter. Kickoff in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
Your Beaver County McDonald's restaurants are proud to partner with Beaver County Radio in sponsoring all the local high school football games this season. Stop into any of your local McDonald's restaurants for everyday value items like 2 for $3 mix and match, sausage burrito, sausage McMuffin, and hash browns. Don't forget to download the app for extra special savings. Looking for a great part-time job? Visit mchire.com today to apply. Good luck to all the Beaver County football teams this season from your local McDonald's restaurants. I'm loving it.
So Ambridge set the punt, gets their first possession, punt blocked, and then Blackhawk able to convert that into 3 points with a field goal by their kicker, Will Brown, who's now 3 of 3 on the season. And then Adam Fernandez really led that drive pretty much on his own and able to get that.
Tank's telling us it's number 3, Jace McCracken. Tank, is that true? He says yes.
I got to get my glasses fixed.
Well, I mean, with the numbers the way they are, red on black, it is just impossible to tell far away. But they're telling us to our right from the PA that it is McCracken.
All right, McCracken with the touchdown. Jace McCracken, he's another one, normally at wide out, but McBride will put him in the Wildcat too.
I've been corrected. It's maroon.
Is that what that is?
It's not red.
Okay.
I forgot. Ambridge people don't like that. It's maroon. Tank possibly been yelled at on the sidelines.
Canale back, looking down his right side, has a man open, in and out of the hands of his receiver. Chucky just not able to pull that one in. Tyler Heckathorn was the target.
Yeah, it was right there. He was open. It's one of those you want to have back. He'd have been right on the first line marker. Nice strong arm by Nally.
Out there in coverage. One-on-one. Canale back, takes it. 5 men out in the pattern. Throws it over the middle and nearly intercepted. Fernandez out there in coverage and was almost able to intercept that ball intended for Braden McCarthy over the middle.
Well, that's one of the things that we talked about was, can Ambridge cover these receivers quickly from the Fried Transportation Instant Update desk? Beaver 7-0 over Deer Lakes. Riverside 7-0 over Freedom, and Central Valley 14-7 over North Catholic. Thank you, Ryan Garazunas, back in the studio.
4 wide receivers, 2 and 2. Sidecar to Canale's right. Back to pass, looking down the middle, finds a man, and once again, not able to connect with Tyler Heckathorn. And so it's now 4th and 10, a 3 and out, and it's their turn to punt.
You know what? 3 pretty good throws. Heckathorn in and out of his hands. Got to make that catch. It hit his hands, and if it hits your hands, that's the receiver, not the quarterback. 3 pretty good throws. He zipped it, did Nally. He has a pretty good arm, but your receivers have to help you out as well, and they're going to have to punt. And now down 7-3 on the road. You don't want to get behind for too long against a ball control team.
Cougars set the punt. Robert Kelly gets it away high. Will not be returned. Bounces, picked up at the 32-yard line, takes a bounce to where it can be returned over the right side, and he has himself some room out to the 30, 25, 20. He's taking this back for a touchdown. Number 20, Keelan Lee, the 5'11", 165-pound senior. That ball was not going to be returned at first. It looked as though Blackhawk was going to be able to surround it, but it took a bounce toward him, and he saw the opportunity and said, okay, I'll take it and run, and he did all the way to the end zone.
I think he picked that up around the 30, so that's going to end up going for 70 yards, and he just took that right in the middle of the field, immediately went right, and he kind of slowly waited for blocks, and then he turned on some speed, got around the corner, and then just came down the sideline slowly and he was kind of gliding, got to about the 50 to 45, and then he saw an opportunity, jumped over someone. I see Sherman Bright does not look happy. He looks happy, actually. Check that, and that's a touchdown, and now they go up 14-3.
Kickoff is next in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
Can you afford to put off repairs or replacement of your roof? This is Diane Ireland of Ireland Contracting. With interest rates going up, take advantage of our 12-month same as cash or financing up to 10 years. Add that skylight, change the siding, or update the windows. My husband Gary and I are so confident of our expert craftsmanship that we put the family name on our business. Call 1-800-NEW-ROOF or visit IrelandContracting.com. Ireland Contracting, we got you covered.
EXP Realty Sideline Report. Let's go to Tank. Tank, it didn't look as though that punt was going to be returned, and then next thing you know, Keon Lee sees an opportunity and takes it up the sideline. What did you see from your vantage point?
Oh, yeah, they were definitely telling everybody to get away from the ball, but that ball just took a lucky bounce right up into number 20's hands, and he definitely took his time, let the blocking happen in front of him. There was a really nice wall that happened right in front of me, and down there about the 30, he waited for one more block that had him jump over whenever they blocked him, and he was just walking right in the end zone. It was a very nice special teams play there.
Thank you very much. And great mental awareness, too, to let your blockers set their block and not just try to go full speed the entire time.
Yeah, because he was just kind of gliding.
Ball taken by Stewart around the 15-yard line, up the middle, splits the defenders. He gets out beyond the 35, close to the 36, maybe even the 37, to get the Cougars. Nice first down setup at the 37-yard line.
Good field position there for them. But that punt was way up in the air. It wasn't long, but it was high. I mean, it could have taken a Ambridge bounce and gone backwards towards Blackhawk, but didn't. It took about a 10-yard bounce, hit about the 45. He picked it up about the 40. He picked up about the 30, but as Tank described, and as I did too, he just kind of waited for his blocking.
Canale back, hits his running back out in the flat. He's off to the races. It looks like he's gone. 10-5 touchdown. Braden McCarthy on that one. That was just like a little running back screen pass out to the right flat that he just turned on the jets, split the defenders, and ran as fast as he could for about 74 yards.
Yeah, you know what? I mean,
64 yards.
Yeah, he got hit at around the 45-yard line from behind, and that kind of propelled him forward. He didn't lose his balance, and he kind of zipped through everybody. Big play for Blackhawk to get right back in this game.
The hold, fumbled. Canale has it now, looking for somebody to throw it to, and then two-point conversion. Nope, not good. In and out of the hands of Tyler Heckathorn. So now, Blackhawk. Big play by Braden McCarthy. 64 yards. Just 5 short of his longest of 69 with a touchdown to get them right back in this game. Now it looks as though the officials are conversating around the end zone, but everybody's setting up now for the kick.
You know what? I mean, again, nice little running back screen like you said, and it's a matter of quickness and try to beat those linebackers. He got there, got about 4 or 5 yards, and it seemed like there were a gaggle of tacklers there. Someone from Ambridge hit him from behind, dove at him, hit him in the back, but it just propelled him from the 45 to the 50 and almost propelled him through other Ambridge tacklers, and then he just, from that point, just outraced slower competition because he's a fast kid. So that non-tackle at about the 45 got him the rest of his yards, and a big play. So 2 big plays in a row, the punt return touchdown and the running back touchdown, and we are at 14-9.
Will Brown with the kick. It is high, it is deep, and it is taken at the 5-yard line out to the 15, 20, and stopped at the 25. What a hit. Number 14 bringing the wood from Blackhawk. Who is that? We got to give him some credit. Aiden Murphy on that stop. Sophomore bringing that kick return to an immediate stop at the 25. So now Ambridge is at a point to where they got to respond back. It's one of those ones where it looks as though we're watching a prize fight. I hit you, you hit me, and we're throwing up points I mean, we have, 23 points in the first quarter, and we still have 1:04 left to go. And once again, Ambridge was able to draw Blackhawk offsides.
Third straight time they've done it.
They were able to get their lineman to jump, Austin Simmons. And so now instead of a 1st and 10, we have a 1st and 5.
Fried Transportation Instant Update Desk, Union 14, Beaver Falls, nothing. And Mohawk 7, New Brighton, nothing. Shenango 14, Rochester, nothing.
Davian Lewis has it from the Wildcat, and he is wrapped up maybe for a gain of 2 yards and no more on that play.
To continue,
Nate Reed.
To continue, Fort Cherry 14, Cornell 6. Beaver now 14, Deer Lakes, nothing.
Nate Reed for Blackhawk leading the charge on that tackle. So 2nd and 3 for Ambridge. And one of the things that Coach McBride has been really focused on is you got to stay mentally focused. He must be really happy about the fact that they've been able to take care of the pre-snap penalties, and they're actually drawing some from the Cougars. Snap back, Wildcat, fumble. It looks as though the Cougars have it. They say that they do, and the officials agree. Big turnover for the Cougars.
He jinxed them.
Is that what you call then?
Anytime an announcer talks about it, and immediately there's a fumble. We'll have to tell Sherman.
All I was talking about were penalties. Don't tell Coach I was talking about fumbles.
No, I'm just kidding. So you know what? First big mistake.
Never talk to me again.
First big mistake. Second mistake by them. Block punt, but only led to 3 points. Now let's see what Blackhawk are doing in Ambridge territory.
Canale rolling to his right. Now back to his left. Still rolling, throwing, and caught.
Nope. In and out of his hands.
Wow. That must be the 4th pass that has gone into the hands of Tyler Heckathorn and just not able to bring it in tonight.
Boy, I got to tell you, now he went right, looked immediate left, but the back out of the backfield was covered. He then decided, let me continue to roll right. Now his decisions are, do I run it, do I throw it out of bounds, or do I find somebody? He finds Heckathorn again open, but again dropped. That's 4. Oh, boy.
McCarthy on the right hip of Canale, hands it off up the middle, has a seam, but stopped. That closed up really quick. Adam Fernandez coming from his defensive back position to fill that hole.
I mean, that has really hurt them, those drop passes, because that's caused a couple of non-pickups of first downs. That one drive of theirs where they had to punt, and now we end the first quarter.
First quarter comes to a close, 14-9. Ambridge over Blackhawk. The second quarter in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
What a matchup we have tonight.
We decided on this one. We knew both of these teams, their coaching staffs know. They have to know. They know the playoff scenario. They have to know that winning this keeps them in the hunt. Losing this is going to be really, really hard. Yeah, there's 3 weeks left, but you're fighting 4 teams for one spot. And you could see it. These kids are fighting for it, and this has a playoff atmosphere. We knew it would be that way. That's the way we have to think mid-season now with the new playoff formats.
And you're right about the analysis that this is a playoff mindset game. You have to pretty much win out in order to make it into the playoffs when you're in the Parkway Conference.
Or win most, and you have to beat the teams that you're in competition with. So Blackhawk, Ambridge, Newcastle, West Day. Those are the 4 teams fighting for it. You've got to win 3 of those games.
Canale back, pressure's coming, and he's sacked at the 40-yard line. Taken down. What a hit. He came off the edge. I believe that was number 31, Trevor Stevenson. that came off the
That's
edge.
him. He did come across the edge, and Nally did not know. It did not see him coming, didn't understand he was there. He was looked like he was going to throw way downfield, had to wait for the receiver to get there. Big play by the Bridgers. But now they're going to be deep in their own territory after this punt.
And so Robert Kelly is set up at his 46. Returners back at the 5 and 7 yard line. The kick is up and away. It is a line drive, and it is taken off of a bounce, fumbled, and then finally landed on. And 1st and 10 now at the 7. It was touched and then muffed and then dropped and then picked back up again, and then not able to get anywhere by the time all that happened. The Cougars coverage team was there.
The block punt only cost them 3 points. The fumble cost them no points. And now the muffed, let's see what they can do here. Their mistakes have not really cost them, only cost them 3 points so far. But boy, Ambridge starting most of their possessions deep in their territory. Eventually, mistakes like that the offense is gonna make you pay. And their defense has stood up against Blackhawk each time they've made a mistake.
Coming up at halftime, the Al's Pizza halftime show. We'll take a look at scores at the Fried Transportation Update desk, and they are happening all over the valley. Right now, Ambridge back at their own 7-yard line. Low snap, has it, looking for some room, sprinting to the outside, trying to make some men miss, gets the edge, and around the 15-yard line, Adam Fernandez with that pickup, he gets 8. I thought he was getting nothing. But he turned on the jets and got to the corner before the defenders could.
Very good when you don't see anything up the middle to bounce outside, and he has the speed to go outside, and that's a big first down pickup because now if you get a first down, even if they stop you, you should be able to not have Blackhawk with great field position if you can just move the sticks a couple times.
And they were trying to get somebody to jump, and I think they got their own guy to move.
Sure, this is against. Yeah, it's against Ambridge, so that's going to negate some of that. It's going to cost them 5.
So since it's the second possession since I said anything, does that still count?
I don't know. Hey,
I'm just asking.
You count it one time, but that's 2 mistakes after you said it.
I didn't say anything about fumbles.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't say anything about fumbles and muff punts on special teams. I didn't say anything like that.
If I talk to Sherman about you, it's going to be trouble for you.
I bet it would be. That's why I don't want you saying anything. Run over the left side, and forward progress was stopped, even though Blackhawk is saying, hey, I got the ball, and I'm in the end zone now. Why isn't anybody calling this a touchdown? And officials saying forward progress has come to a close. So
yeah, so about the 16. So that's going to make it 3rd down and about 3.
Brendan Rodriguez, not a starter, but still one of the leading tacklers for this Cougars defense, had the football in the end zone and said, hey, guys, I'm over here. And the official said, bring me the ball back and get over here. So now Ambridge set up 3rd down, short, direct snap, looking for somewhere to go up the middle. Does he have enough? It looks as though he's going to be a little bit short.
Yeah, Tank says Wildcat. I agree. I don't think that was the quarterback. That's going to be 4th down. Now the question is, that's going to be, where are they going to mark this at?
It looks as though it's around the 17, maybe the 18 at the most.
That's 4th and a half in a yard. They might go for this.
Wow. This is huge. You're up by 5, 9:05 to go in the second. You could punt this away and get them back to midfield. You need 1. They're all the way back in the Wildcat. He takes a snap, gets first down yardage out to the 21.
Yeah, that's a big
call.
Well, you know what? If you have the kind of offense they do, and you use the big backs that they do, and you mix it around with different guys, if you can't make that 1 yard any time in the game, you really don't deserve to win the game. So that's going to move the sticks for the second time in this drive, and that's tough to stop with a big man coming at you.
Yeah, big Xavier Lewis with the direct snap. One of the things that they accomplished by going with all of these direct snaps, Wildcat formations, is they have so many more blockers now. Xavier Lewis with 10 guys in front of him. He's looking for some room. And Blackhawk is doing a pretty good job of being able to stuff up the middle, pick up of just a couple. Tank, what are you seeing about the effectiveness of Blackhawk able to clog that middle when there's 10 blockers in front of the Wildcat guy?
I'm definitely seeing the linebackers fill, and that's why you're seeing a lot of stuff bouncing out to the outside for sure. Ironically, right before Ambridge got this ball, the coach was back here talking to Xavier and showing him some stuff on the iPad. Let's see if he learned a little bit something and seen what they got.
Ambridge, Wildcat, 3 running backs in front of him. And he's looking to follow them, finds a crease, and is able to get over the 25-yard line out to about the 27. Yeah, we'll call it the 27-yard line. 3rd and about 5 from here.
Well, they're getting 3, 4, 5 yards a clip. It's a 3rd down and 4 now. You got to figure Ambridge, they know they've got 4 downs to make 10 yards. Ball control. Just keep moving the ball and keep the lead. And that's what they want to do. They don't need to pass the ball.
Adam Fernandez, Wildcat, 3 running backs to his right. He follows them to the outside, finds a crease, and he's trying to dart away, and they were grabbing at his jersey. The only reason why he didn't take it to the house is that the defenders were holding on to his jersey for dear life and pulled him down around the 44-yard line.
That's coming back, though. I think that's holding on Ambridge.
Yeah, there's a flag down around the what looks to be the 26, 27-yard line.
And you hate to see a good, blocking was there, and Fernandez, a quick guy. The thing about having the quick guy is he gets to the line of scrimmage quicker, finds the hole, darts through it. Now it's you against linebackers, you against defensive backs. If you can make a cut and fool them, now you can break it to the house. But that's going to cost them because that was at the line of scrimmage. That's going to knock them all the way back to the 17-yard line?
Yeah, it looks to be like a 3rd and 14 now. They have to get out to their own 31 to get the first down. When you're trying to pick up 3 and 4 yards at a clip, you can move it. But a situation like this gets a lot more difficult. Same formation, though. And he's looking for some room. He finds it, gets out over the 25, pushing to the 26, continues to plow through. It was a scrum move around from the 25 to beyond the 30. So now another 4th and about a yard.
Yeah, they'll go for it here, I would think. Tank's calling this the rope-a-dope. Fast guy, big guy. Fast guy, big guy. And you just kind of lull them to sleep. And they're going to give him the first down.
It was a first down pickup, so a 3rd and 14. And Adam Fernandez on a dive with 3 running backs in front of him. Able to find some room and just plow through to get that first down.
And look how they're eating clock. Blackhawks had the ball 1 time in the second quarter.
Wildcat running backs to the left side this time. Running straight over that left tackle. And a nice pickup of about 8 on that play.
See, this is what's important. Now, first quarter, Blackhawk had 4 possessions. Started the end of the first quarter with a possession. Ended with a punt into the second quarter. Ambridge had 3 possessions plus the punt return, and then 1 possession here now in the second quarter. And they're just eating this clock up. So that ball control offense with the lead, if you can't stop them, Ambridge has the lead late in the game. Hold on to the ball, and they should win the game. You can't turn the ball over, though.
McCracken with that big pickup, setting up a 2nd and 2. Over that right side, splits the defenders, and he's off to the races. Xavier Lewis out to the 35-yard line of Blackhawk. Big pickup for the big running back, Xavier Lewis.
Yeah, this is really, really big because Ambridge's defense is playing pretty well. Blackhawks had some drops. Blackhawk hasn't been able to really move the ball. They did have opportunities. They're going to call a timeout, I believe. I'm not sure who. But someone calls a timeout. But the big thing here is that Blackhawk has had opportunities to go in from short yardage and score, and they've only got the 3 points from the one time. So right now, Ambridge in control of this game.
This is a scheme that you would think would be very successful. You have a really big offensive line that, for the most part, you're asking them to block straight ahead. A little bit of zone blocking, but just keep on going straight ahead. And then you're able to throw in fresh guys consistently in that back position, whether it's the quarterback DJ Kane, who's starting tonight, or you put Adam Fernandez at Wildcat, Jace McCracken, Xavier Lewis. You're always putting somebody fresh back there. Different skill sets, different speeds, different abilities, and you can understand why Blackhawk just decided to call a timeout.
Isn't it funny how it imitates the pros? Because 6, 7, 8 years ago, you started seeing almost every NFL team have 2 sharing back, somebody at 60%, somebody at 40%. Now you see teams with 3. And so instead of wearing one guy out all year long, you're using a lot of guys. And the successful teams are doing this now, and Ambridge successful so far doing it. This is a big, big, big possession for them. They can eat up some more clock, go in, and have a 2-score lead at the half would be huge for them.
DJ Kane back, a quarterback, running backs in front of him. He's looking for some room, makes a man miss in the backfield, and is able to pick up about 3 on that play, and finally thrown down. Penalties are flying for unnecessary roughness. They're coming in from all over on that one.
Yeah, man, it's probably just a little bit too late throwing the guy down. If you throw him down before the whistle, one thing, but Xavier Lewis is taking a break. Now, one thing people don't realize, yes, it's October, but this is a really, really hot day today. The sun was really hot today, all day. It was in the 80s, around 5 o'clock. He's now back up. He was sitting on the sideline, so it's a little more humid than it usually is in October. So I think Ambridge, using the number of guys they are at running back, is really helping them.
5:18 to go before halftime.
Well, that's a big penalty against Blackhawk.
And now Ambridge has it 1st and 10 from the Cougars' 15. Fernandez has it. Wildcat up the middle behind blockers and stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Nice stop led by number 58, Nate Reed. Nate Reed, 16 tackles on the year, 10 of them solo, and he's got a number of them so far tonight.
And you can be in good condition, but near the end of a half, near the end of a game, who's in better condition? And the bigger, stronger guys are getting a better push. And they're wearing Blackhawk down, and that's what this offensive line and this scheme of Ambridge does. They have not put a wide receiver out to the left or right yet that I can think of.
2nd down. McCracken has it to the right side. He has the angle. Can he get to the pylon? He does. Jace McCracken for touchdown number 2 on the night. And Ambridge extends their lead to 20-9.
Well, McCracken, they saw something. They went right. Everybody from Blackhawk was trailing him. I don't think he was touched. And Blackhawk didn't read that well at all.
Yeah, he followed his 2 lead blockers over that right side, and nobody came close to him before he got to the pylon. The kick is up, and it is good. 21-9, 4:25 to go until halftime. Ambridge on top of Blackhawk on Beaver County Radio.
Looking for a fall activity for your children? Pass and score your way into the Beaver County YMCA's Youth Soccer League. The league will teach the basic fundamentals of soccer. There will be 1 practice a week teaching drills and skills. This soccer league is for kids ages 5 through 12 and runs from September 10th to October 19th. Registration is already open. To register, go to beavercountyymca.org.
21-9, Ambridge over Blackhawk. And Mike, I'm looking at the Blackhawk defense, and there are a couple of key guys that are out. We talked about them before the game. Cody Woodward, he's out. A.J. Montgomery, another starter for them, out. They're instead needing to go to a couple of freshmen. Hayden McGill starting at linebacker. And then you've got a couple of sophomores as well in Ryan Pursuta and Aiden Zalmanek, a sophomore at nose tackle. And also a cornerback, too, with Braden McCarthy, but just absolutely skilled running back. This is a conference where you definitely need juniors and seniors to be able to win games. Yeah, you do.
They have some nice young talent, but...
Ball taken at the 18-yard line. Stewart has it, gets over the 30-35, and sets up the Cougars in really nice field position at about the 37.
And this is an Ambridge team that's a veteran team. And this is a Blackhawk team that has some nice young talent with some veterans coming off some bad years. So they may be a bit ahead of schedule. But this Ambridge team, and I've seen them a lot in the last 3 years. I saw them 2 or 3 times 2 years ago, a couple of times last year. and I saw them twice now this year. They're definitely a bigger, stronger team up front. They are definitely more mature. They definitely are a team that doesn't make as many mistakes, and they are more of a power control team. And Sherman has really built this team on that. And now up 2 touchdowns. The only thing is they do tend to make a few errors, but Blackhawk didn't take advantage of them. Only the 3 points on the block punt, and that kind of set the tone here. If they score there, we're at 7-7. They don't, and then they don't. After the fumble, they don't score. I mean, twice they had a chance to take advantage of Ambridge mistakes, and they didn't. They only have the 3 points to show for it. And Blackhawk giving up that punt return touchdown. So mistakes on special teams, mistakes and not being able to take advantage of the other team's mistakes, or otherwise you're in a close game. And we see that every week, Robert, every single week. Mm-hmm. When you have evenly matched teams like we try to get, it's always mistakes. It's who takes advantage and who doesn't. And so far tonight, it's Ambridge.
The officials a little slow in getting this drive started. Everybody's in position now. They whistle it into play. Canale, shotgun, back, hands it off to his running back, breaks a tackle at the 40. He's at the 45, the 50, making another man miss, jumps over a third, finally taken down. Braden McCarthy, nice run on that play.
He's played really well so far. He being the sophomore, he's done a good job. He's had a couple of nice runs. He's got the touchdown. He's quick. Again, it's the end of the half for Ambridge players too. Boy, I tell you, Blackhawk really could use a score here at the end of the half. 3:51 to go. They're going to be a timeout here, and I believe this is going to be Ambridge.
All right.
And Sherman McBride says, hey, listen, my guys look a little tired.
And they take a timeout. We will with them back in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
Get ready to kick off your game day with everything you'll need for tailgate parties from Fisher's Foodland in New Brighton. Party trays, snacks, beverages. If you're looking for food ideas to make your tailgate party unforgettable, Fisher's has it all. Fisher's Foodland is a complete independently owned and operated grocery store focused on your daily needs for the whole family. Remember, football season is a great reason to visit Fisher's Foodland in New Brighton.
We are back. 21-9, 3:47 to go until halftime. Mike?
When you get a chance after next break, go back to Tank. He's got some interesting things down there.
All right. Canale in the shotgun. McCarthy's on his hip, man in motion. He decides to keep it himself and gets nice yardage all the way into about the 46, pick up a 4. Tank?
Hey, I was down here talking with Stacy Jones, and he was telling me they ran a lot of Wildcat during this week, but he also told me that's their main offense. So that's why you're seeing a lot of revolving backs and quarterbacks in there, for that matter, and just letting their strength of their offense take on this defense.
And they're playing it well today, keeping everybody fresh and wearing down the Cougar defense. Canale hands it off. McCarthy looking for some place to go and just can't find it. Loses 1, maybe 2 on that play. They stuffed it. Big stop by that big defensive line for Ambridge.
That's why you have the timeouts. You're their head coach. He sees their guys are a little tired. He wants to prevent points. That's why the timeout.
So 3rd and long. Back to pass. Canale's looking over the middle. Heckathorn has it wide open and gets all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Now a penalty flag is coming out at around the 25.
Boy, I got to tell you, I don't know if that's a late hit. It looks like the players really aren't moving, so hard to see.
So the one official is running over to the referee. We're about to get the call. Players are staying in their positions at this point. Once again, the flag is down at the 25. There was a defensive back that was engaging with a receiver, and now they're calling a holding penalty. Now, how are they going to handle this?
Where's it at? Where did it happen?
The penalty's at the 25, so it looks as though they're going to call the catch good and then back them up 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So instead of them having it inside the 25, The Cougars have it now 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line.
How about Blackhawk now? 3 or 4 drops, and they finally get a wide-open Heckathorn. He catches the ball and holding. They've had a couple of big penalty calls against them.
Canale, McCarthy on his hip, hands it off to the man in motion around the right side, trying to get outside, not able to, and taken down. Able to hold that edge. Enzo Cottrell, the 6'1", 170 junior, able to shed a block and keep Sam Stewart from being able to get anything on that sweep.
Yeah, Braden McCarthy was the lead blocker there, and he really didn't block that well. If he lays a really good block, they probably get another 4 or 5 yards, but not a great block, so only a few yards on the play.
1:53 and a running clock. 2nd and what looks to be 8 from the 33-yard line. Canale back, looking to his left, finds Tyler Heckathorn, gets it, able to get inside the 25-yard line. First down pickup, down close to the 22.
Yeah, you picked him, and, being that a couple of receivers are out, we talked about that. If they throw the ball, he's got to be a guy for them to win. He dropped 4 early. Now he's got 2 in a row. Now their offense is moving. Now Ambridge has to respect that. Thus, they can't just line up to spread their run. So if they can mix things up, they're going to be successful.
Hand off to McCarthy. He has some room right through the middle of that defense. Able to get down inside the 15. Pickup of about 9, almost 10. How about McCarthy? 54 for 433. He, as a sophomore, he's averaging 8 yards a carry.
And you see exactly what this does. It makes the defense have to respect both pass and run. But they're running out of time here.
Just over a minute to play.
And they call a timeout.
And a timeout, Ambridge.
But yeah.
Let's go down to the Tank for a moment. Tank, your thoughts about how things are progressing in this drive for Blackhawk?
Yeah, guys, this is a huge offensive series for Blackhawk because if they score here right before the half, don't forget, they get the ball at halftime too. They can be right back in this game. They're actually playing, in my eyes, the clock game very smart because they don't want to give Ambridge any time at the end of this clock, at the end of this drive as well.
Yeah, that's a good point by Tank. And Ambridge now calls 2 timeouts on defense. Now, a lot of people would say, they want to do that just to maybe get the ball back. Maybe, but I think these guys are tired, and I think that Coach realizes a lot of these guys are playing both sides of the ball. It's a little harder than usual. Right. Guys are a little bit banged up. Yeah, you want to try to stop them here, but you're trying to get your guys a little bit healthy because the last 2 or 3 plays, they just run right through them.
So now the Cougars with Canale and shotgun, McCarthy to his left, wide receivers wide, 1 each way, tight ends. He's looking for Heckathorn. He has him over the right side, left side, touchdown, Heckathorn. He ran that slant pattern and was able to have like a yard or 2 on the defender, and there was no chance.
That's going to be for what, 15? Yeah, 15 yards. Heckathorn, and you're right about the slant. He's a big kid. We talked about him, and he's 6'4", 190, and he's a big guy with a big target, and he just beat the guy off the line.
Bad snap, and the 2-point conversion is no good. They went for the 2-point conversion, not able to get it, so they're down by 6. They had a difficult time with that exchange. When you look at Tyler Heckathorn, his 6'4", 190, I believe he was going up against Adam Fernandez, who's a tremendous athlete. But when you're 5'10", 170, it's really hard to match up with a guy who has you by a half a foot.
I got to tell you, that is 2 missed extra points. Instead of it being the field goal, take the field goal away, and you're only at 12 points. And you'd be 9 points down. Now they're only 6 down. So even if they hold Ambridge, they have to score and get an extra point to go ahead. By missing extra points here, you have to now get an extra point. And even if you get a 2-point, Ambridge could win with a field goal. So those missed extra points could come back to haunt this game.
Yeah, every point is going to matter in this game. You just have a feeling it's going to happen that way. So 1:01 to go until halftime. Coming up at halftime, we'll take a look at the front runners for the CCBC Player of the Game for both teams. We'll also take a look at the Fry Transportation Update Desk, get scores from around the Beaver Valley. It's all coming up in just a few minutes on the Al's Pizza Halftime Show. kick is away. Running back, McCracken has it, 35-40, out to near the 45-yard line. Nice return by Jace McCracken to set Ambridge up with 51 seconds to go. Now you have to wonder, does Ambridge decide, does Sherm decide to go ahead and throw this ball and get creative?
I don't know
because
if you want to do that.
It doesn't look as though running it is going to get you where you want to be.
True,
if you're
but
trying to get
you're going to do
score.
something you haven't done. But I don't know. I don't know if I would. Simply because you haven't done it. You don't want an interception. You don't want to give them the ball back.
DJ Kane is in at quarterback. And he has wide receivers split wide. One to his right, three to his left. The one on the left is uncovered. Nobody's on him, and they decide to run the ball.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think they were faking that the whole time. They wanted Ambridge, Blackhawk, to bite on that. You throw something here, and it gets intercepted. Blackhawk has it at midfield, and you're going to give them a ton of
Trevor Stevenson,
room.
number 31, was out here wide left. Nobody was covering him at all. There wasn't anybody within like 15 yards of him. And I'm not sure if DJ Kane didn't read it right. I mean, because I'm not quite sure why you have that formation and then not take advantage of it. And I mean, it's difficult to say that a quarterback at the high school level should be able to call an audible, but
right. But I don't think they ever intended on passing. I think that was a run play the whole way. I think they were trying to goad them into pass coverage and maybe get a block and get a big run and then maybe pass. But again, you're up by a touchdown. You just had them score. The last thing you want to do is have a quarterback throw that hasn't thrown all game long, make a mistake, and give the team the ball back. And then they get the ball at halftime. I'd say they're not going to throw here either. I really would be surprised if they do.
All right, 28 seconds to go until halftime.
I could be wrong. And
now, what's interesting, I think it was Ambridge that just took that last timeout because according to the scoreboard, Ambridge has no timeouts and Blackhawk has all three.
Yep.
But Blackhawk choosing not to use their timeouts as the clock is now running. Handoff, trying to get to the outside. That wasn't happening. Martise Priest taken down in the backfield, and that will get us down to the end of the second quarter, and we'll get into halftime. 2 seconds, 1 second, and now we are at halftime. And here we go, the Owls corner.
Owls Pizza.
Yes. The Owls Pizza halftime show. Tank Latham is on the sideline with Coach McBride. Tank.
All right, guys, down here, my brother's Coach Sherm here. Hey, you look great out front of that. Are you guys focused on?
No, that's what we've been doing for the last 3 or 4 games. The good thing about it is we have a bunch of running backs to go to.
Once again, you guys looked a little tired there at the end there. You got anything to tell me about that?
Well, you know what? We've been running all week. I mean, sometimes you got to suck it up, and that's what we plan on doing for the second half.
Yeah, they came back and they stayed steady. Good luck. We'll see what goes on in the second half, Coach.
Yep, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Tank. Tank Latham and the eXp Realty Sideline Report. The Owls Pizza halftime show continues here on Beaver County Radio. Coming up, we'll take a look around the valley at the Fried Transportation Update Desk and get scores for you. Also coming up, we'll take a peek at who the leading candidates are for the CCBC Player of the Game, and we'll recap the first half right here on Beaver County Radio.
Hey, this is Olivia, Al's daughter. Al's Pizza next to Fisher's Beverage in New Brighton is open. Yes, the owner of the food truck whose pizza you enjoy has a storefront in New Brighton next to Fisher's Beverage. Al's Pizza is open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Al's Pizza also has hoagies, calzones, pepperoni rolls, and gluten-free options. If you like pickles, you will love their pickle pizza. Yes, I said pickle pizza. So stop out and see Al next to Fisher's Beverage in New Brighton for pizza this football season.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. Dial 724-774-3200 and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Electric Garage Door Sales. Give them a call at 724-774-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoorsales.com.
Looking for that special home or wanting to sell yours? Let the Lisa Latham team, brokered by eXp Realty, help you. Hi, I'm Tank Latham, and our goal is to make you feel comfortable whether buying or selling. Lisa and I strive to make the process as smooth and as easy as possible. We invite you to visit the all-new eXp office located at 926 3rd Avenue, New Brighton. Give us a call at 724-307-5472. Check out Beaver County home inventory on our website, lisalatham.com. The Lisa Latham team, results that move you.
Let Hallowed Grounds Coffee Roastery of New Brighton help you start each day with a winning cup. Taste the thrill of victory in every sip of Hallowed Grounds heavenly roasted coffee. Brew up a win when you shop small and support a local business. Help Hallowed Grounds celebrate the home team spirit and get into the zone by clicking on hallowedgrounds.com. Or score big when you stop in person at Hallowed Grounds Coffee Roastery in New Brighton. Brew, sip, and celebrate.
How can I help my child to make positive choices?
Start with a conversation. Start making the difference.
Beaver County Parents, is your child between the ages of 10 and 14? If so, Keystone Wellness Programs is offering the Strengthening Families program in your area. This free program is designed for families to have fun together while learning ways to promote family bonding and communications. For more information about upcoming sessions near you, visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org, paid for with PA taxpayer dollars.
Listening to live sports on the radio in Beaver County is a tradition. This is Craig Fontana from Moon Township Ford, and I ought to know. My dad, Bill Fontana, has called games for over 50 years. Beaver County people know a good call when they hear one, and the best call you can make is to buy your next new or used vehicle at Moon Township Ford. Click moontownshipford.net or visit Moon Township Ford on University Boulevard.
Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
You're listening to 2024 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio from the McGee Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by eXp Realty, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Patriot Home Care, Keystone Wellness, Pride Transportation Group LLC, Forward RX, Electric Garage Door Sales, the YMCA, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, Tri-State McDonald's, I'm loving it, and Beaver County Radio.
You're listening to 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls.
The whole country just absolutely brokenhearted about the hurricane that has hit the southeast. And it's one thing to feel bad. It's another thing to have those feelings of sorrow for other people's pain be turned into action and saying, you know what, I just can't sit back and do nothing and know about the extreme suffering that is occurring.
Yep.
So two of our major advertisers, Fry Transportation and eXp Realty, have decided to come together and spearhead an effort for disaster relief to be sent down to the suffering people in the southeast here in the United States. And what I understand is, in talking to Tank, is that they have a direct path to get these supplies right to the people who need it most, not going through anybody, no go between, no government involvement, that there's a source down there. And Tank, you have your microphone with you? Yeah, let's talk about this for a second. The decision that you made along with Fry Transportation, you and your wife Lisa, what was it about this? I mean, many people feel bad about what they see. Many people they're brokenhearted over it. They say they feel bad. Maybe they'll say a little prayer for them, and then they go on with their lives. What is it about what you've witnessed that has caused you and your wife to just be absorbed by this, and there's this compulsion to do something?
Well, we personally have been through something like this, not nearly to the extent. My wife is from the Pocono Mountains, where out in Delaware Gap where they had a massive flood a few years back, and the whole town was underwater about 20 feet. And then very recently, her son, EF2 tornado came through and ripped apart their farm. So we've seen devastation at this level, and it's one of the pillars that we really stand on in our business, and DJ Fry do, on community and giving back. And it's just the little something we really can do to get it down there.
Isn't it amazing that in the United States we help ourselves and we help other countries? But we're helping ourselves. Other countries aren't helping us.
That's right. We definitely got the connection down there. There's a lot of people that are concerned we're not going to be able to get it down there. We have that connection down there. We have the green light to come down there.
So you have collection dates. Talk to us about this, because I'm looking at the sheet in front of me, and I see that there are locations throughout the Beaver County area.
Yeah, we made that on purpose. We were just going to do a one-day thing like a stuff a bus, but that's actually, the big one is this Sunday, and there's 3 different school districts, and that's in the Freedom parking lot, in the Central Valley parking lot, and also at the Beaver parking lot. All 3 of those from noon to 4. Remember, the Steelers don't play till nighttime, so you don't have to worry about that. Mm-hmm. All right. Those are the Stuff a Bus events. Please bring anything you can. Items we're not taking. It's about the only thing you really can't bring. They don't want clothes, they don't want water, and they don't want any hazmat materials. That's straight from the people in North Carolina telling us that.
Now, normally you think water is the first thing you want to send because water filtration systems and all of that are down. They need fresh water. Why are they saying that water is not a good idea for this particular?
A lot of that is mainly due to weight. Since we're traveling so far away, we're not needing to burn up all that fuel for that. And they also have all that water with the National Guard and things like that down there already. These are the essentials that they need. You got to realize these people have lost everything. There's babies down there without any clothing, where there's down there without any breast milk. It's unthinkable. If you want to watch some of the videos that are out there, I invite you to go on YouTube and listen to some of the interviews they have down there. Now, on the other side of the thing, we have 16 different locations throughout the county. That was by design, so we know people can't always just make it on Sunday. Mm-hmm. And these are collection sites that are great businesses that are opening their doors, and they're accepting donations all the way up to October 12th. That's next Saturday. Okay. And we are going to collect all those and then send, hopefully, a second trip down to North Carolina.
Now, if I were to read through all of these locations, I could, and then read through all of the things that people could give, I could, but nobody's going to have a photographic memory and be able to, okay, I'm going to go there. Where can people go to be able to see all the different listings of locations they could drop off items and what is suitable to be dropped off? Is there a Facebook page?
Yes, we have everything posted on the Lisa Latham team by eXp Realty's Facebook page. Also, Fry Transportation has it, and also WBVP's site as well. Also, we posted this. This came together so quickly. I think it was Tuesday we got this out on there, and it's been shared over 500 times. Just that, it's amazing. It went viral. We've had people from Florida, from across the state, even contact us, say we're going to be sending you stuff to take down there too.
That's wonderful news. Absolutely
it's all
wonderful.
over. Beaver, Monaca,
so
Midland.
Please go to the website, BVP Radio, Beaver County Radio. You can go to our website and look at this. You can go to the Facebook page.
And also, one more thing. I'm working with Frank Sparks. The next week, the Jug game, we're working on trying to get an official drop-off site at the game for New Brighton versus Beaver Falls.
Wouldn't that be nice? Everybody comes
we're going to fill up. Curtis, you're going to be driving a semi-truck next week and filling up with all kinds of donations. Let's fill up Curtis's van and Tank's van as well. That way we can get all that good stuff down to them.
If you want to do it the old-fashioned way and call somebody and get more information, you can call Lisa Latham. Here's her phone number. Are you cool with me giving her number out?
Of course.
All right, just making sure.
We sell houses too.
All right, 724-307-5402 for Lisa Latham, 724-307-5472. You can also call DJ Fry, wonderful supporter of high school athletics and the entire Beaver County community, 724-371-0023. Once again, details about all of this, locations and what you can donate, available at the Lisa Latham Team eXp Realty Facebook page. You can also find out more at WBVP Radio's Facebook page and website, and Fried Transportation as well.
Correct.
All right.
And thank you for everybody that already has donated, and thank you in advance for everybody that will donate.
Well, one more question before you go.
Of course.
What about people who say, what if I just want to cut you a check?
They're more than welcome to, because we got to pay for the fuel to get down there. We can also we could buy those donations that don't come in. We got a couple big ticket items on there, like generators and chainsaws. And those are some items we can actually, if we can bring those down to them, that would be a lifesaver. Now, I will say, we got a phone call and it brought tears to Lisa and I's eyes. Valvoline down here along the riverfront, they contacted us. They are filling an F-350 with all kinds of stuff that they make so we can take it down to them. And they make that chainsaw oil. Wow. They make that bar oil. They make that stuff that they need down there. I mean, Beaver County's hearts are huge.
Right, but there's a lot of things you would not think. Gloves for cleanup, manual can openers, new coloring books for the kids, working generators, gift cards, gas cans, toothbrushes,
rakes.
There's a lot
shovels.
of things that everybody thinks canned goods, which help.
Yes.
But there's a lot of things, toiletries, that people don't think of. Hand sanitizer, that's all important.
Adult diapers too. The Office for Aging just contacted us saying they're going to give us some walkers for the elderly down there that don't have them anymore.
Can't forget pet food too.
That's right. And honestly, Beaver Agway is offering specials this week, so anybody buying stuff for this donation is getting a discount, and they are going to be an official stop too.
So once again, go to the Facebook page and websites for Lisa Latham Team eXp Realty, Fried Transportation, and WBVP Radio, Beaver County Radio. Or you can call these phone numbers, 724-307-5472 to speak with Lisa, or 724-371-0023 for DJ Fry, and get more information. And please, if you want to send those checks in, because it would be really advantageous if you can drive most of the way there and then get whatever you need there, instead of paying for all those extra transportation costs for something that's all the way up here. Great point in thinking about that as well. All right, we'll pause here for a moment. We'll come back. We'll talk about leading candidates for the CCBC Player of the Game. We'll take a look at scores from around the valley from the Fried Transportation Update Desk and get a recap of the first half, where Ambridge leads Blackhawk 21-15 right here on Beaver County Radio.
Some people use a handshake as a punchline. At LGKG, it has a different meaning.
A handshake to me means integrity, trust, and loyalty.
It means that we will do what we say we're going to do.
Our handshake is our bond.
It means when we make you a promise, we're going to keep it.
At LGKG, a handshake still matters.
Do you want a chance to win $1,000? Head over to the Rochester Hotel and watch your favorite NFL team every Sunday. Ask the bartender for a ticket to enter your name for a chance to win the $1,000 cash prize for free. Everyone is eligible to enter one entry every Sunday throughout the entire NFL season. Enjoy this football season with specials on all your favorite game day foods and drinks at the Rochester Hotel. The winner of the $1,000 cash prize will be chosen on Super Bowl Sunday. So head out to the Rochester Hotel every Sunday this NFL season for your chance to win $1,000. This football season, don't pass on McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. Honest sales and 7 days a week emergency service have made them tops in their game for over 60 years. That's how long families just like yours have been relying on McGee for all their heating and cooling needs. Get ready now for the cooler days ahead and call McGee today at 724-375-7112. Serving the Beaver Valley, including Aliquippa, Monaca, Hopewell, and Center Township. McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. Family owned and operated, Main Street, Aliquippa. Good luck to all the teams who visit the Gridiron this season from McGee Heating and Air Conditioning.
The sound of classic golden oldies and classic cars just naturally go together. Gary Snare and his professional team at Gnu's Body Works in Freedom is ready to help you relive those golden days of memories of yesterday in style. They specialize in restoration and customization of all makes and models to make your dream ride a reality. Everything from lowering or airbagging your rod or street custom to fill custom color paint color. Gnu's also handles collision and general repairs. Restore your old ride to its former glory. Call Gnu's Body Works, 408th Street in Freedom.
Zookie's Sports Tavern on Constitution Boulevard has the best wings and homemade sauces in Beaver County. Zookie's Sports Tavern is the perfect place to grab a bite to eat or a cold beverage before high school basketball games. Zookie's Sports Tavern has a heated and enclosed outside bar equipped with several big screen TVs and is the ideal place to watch all of your favorite sports. Don't forget to become a VIP for discounts and special offers at Zookies.com. That's Zookie's Sports Tavern on Constitution Boulevard.
J. Young Refuse in Industry is proud to be an integral part of Beaver County for the past 34 years. Featuring a wide range of recycling services for contracted areas, they are sure to help you get the job done. The J. Young Refuse team of professional drivers consistently exceeds safety and service throughout the day while their customer service representatives take professionalism to the next level. Call them today at 724-495-6199 with any questions you may have.
Falling in love is one thing. Having anxiety about falling is a whole different subject. If you or a family member are concerned about falling, and yes, either up or down the stairs, or maybe even out of bed, St. Barnabas has a special message and some ideas just for you. Years of experience in working with people who are prone to falls has given St. Barnabas special expertise in this area. Call them at 724-443-0700 and learn about ways that you can begin to feel more confident and safe, including suggestions that you can implement right now into your daily routine. Call St. Barnabas at 724-443-0700. For many years now, St. Barnabas has been helping people fall, in love that is, with their new, better life, a longer life, a risk-free life. Call St. Barnabas now at 724-443-0700 or visit stbarnabashealthsystem.com and learn more about living longer and better.
The Al's Pizza halftime show continues on Beaver County Radio. Let's look at scores from the Fried Transportation Update Desk. Mike, your thoughts. Riverside on top of Freedom, 7-0.
Riverside needs a win. Freedom's desperate for a win as well, but Riverside playing pretty good defense, it seems like.
Beaver Falls struggles continue. They are losing 14-0 at the half to the Scotties of Union. Fort Cherry and Cornell. Fort Cherry's up 28-6.
Yeah, 28-6. They look to be really, really strong right now and one of the best teams in single A.
Another big game today in 4A in the Parkway. Aliquippa hosting West Allegheny. They're up at halftime, 19-7. The Moon Tigers up by a touchdown on Peters Township, 14-7. That's at half.
I'm a little bit surprised by that one, and to be honest with you, I thought that it would be the other way around, but Moon playing a really good game.
Southside trailing the Northgate Flames 21-7. The Beaver Bobcats all over Deer Lakes 28-0. That's at halftime.
No big surprise there. Beaver, one of the best teams in 3A.
And let's think of other scores. New Brighton struggling today. They're losing to Mohawk 21-0. They're in the second.
Yeah, there's a game that, if you want to really make a playoff push, you got to go on the road and win some tough games, and they're having a tough one right now.
Central Valley up by 10 on North Catholic, 27-17.
Big game. The winner of that, playoffs still alive. The loser going to have a tough time making the playoffs.
Rochester looking strong today. They're in the second. They're leading Shenango 26-21.
They were down big for a while, and then they came back. So good to see that they are leading going into the half.
All right, Tank, let's look at CCBC Player of the Game candidates at halftime. What do you think about your early picks, and are you willing to make any changes at this point?
I would say I'm 50-50. Definitely I'm sticking with my man McCarthy for Blackhawk, but the big outlier for Ambridge that I've seen the big change is Jace McCracken, Unleash the Kraken.
Yeah, McCracken is looking pretty dominant so far this evening. Thank you very much. What do you think about CCBC Player of the Game candidate?
Well, you know what? Jace McCracken for Ambridge has 2. We didn't talk a lot about him before the game, but, he's really come on. So McCracken on the other side, and the other side, Blackhawk is up in the air for me. I don't know yet. I picked Nally early on, but McCarthy's played well. Heckathorn's played well. I think for Blackhawk, it's still to be determined. But Ambridge, the leader in my mind, is Jace McCracken.
Yeah, right now I'm looking at McCarthy as well for Blackhawk. Stephen Canale, the quarterback, threw that touchdown pass to Tyler Heckathorn late in the second quarter. And you're right, Jason McCracken right now with 2 touchdowns. Just really putting on a show here for Ambridge. And the reality is that there are a lot of guys that could be the guy in any given night for Ambridge in that Wildcat they run.
Yeah, there could be. I mean, Adam Fernandez had a pretty good game, too. We didn't mention him. And quickly, since we have a little bit of time, we'll go over how this game got going. Blackhawk took the opening kickoff and turned it over deep in Ambridge territory. Ambridge had a blocked punt, and then Blackhawk ended up with a 21-yard field goal by Will Brown to make it 3-0. Then Ambridge takes the ball, has a couple of first downs, and eventually scores on a 55-yard touchdown run by Jace McCracken, making it 7-3. They would score again after on a punt return after Blackhawk can't move the ball. Keon Lee's 70-yard touchdown return made it 14-3. They were in command. But on the fourth possession, after a fumble by Ambridge, Braden McCarthy scores on a 60-yard touchdown run to make it 14-9. Ambridge comes back on a Jace McCracken 18-yard run. So we had 2 touchdowns in 2 plays. And then we had 3 touchdowns in about 5 plays. McCracken scores, making it 21-9. And then Heckathorn late in the half, and a much-needed Blackhawk touchdown, 12-yard touchdown reception to make it 21-15. But Blackhawk has a couple of missed extra points. Blackhawk has some mistakes for them in the second half. They've got to hold on to the ball and cut the mistakes. And Ambridge, I think their key to victory is hold on to the ball and just grind clock away. Let's see what Tank says about that.
Tank, what do you think about the second half of what needs to happen?
Oh, well, I just got a hold of Coach Wickline, and he is a man of few words, but he's very passionate. Once again, I asked him, what do you think about that first half? And he said, we have a very immature team. I'm thinking he means young when he says that. And I asked him, so what you tell you guys? He said, grow up. Those are 2 words he said to those guys.
He's tough to talk to. What if they win this game, Coach? Are you going to be able to get post-game interview with
him? Yeah, I live in Blackhawk, so I already got that.
I mean, live on the air post-game we're talking.
Oh, I got him.
He thinks he'll be able to get that done. Well, you know what? He's very energetic. He's very enthusiastic.
He's very passionate.
Very committed. Very passionate is a wonderful word for him. And he played, when he was playing football at high school, standout offense and defense, went on to Slippery Rock, played really well at Slippery Rock on defense. He is really a guy who's into it. And he is committed to this program, and for him, it's about winning, and it's about getting the very best out of his young men, because it's not only about what happens on the football field. He's teaching them that if you want what you want out of life, you better bring your best to everything.
He's holding them accountable. He wants them to be held accountable for their actions, is exactly what I read from his eyes.
But one thing I'll say is that part of being a head coach is being accessible to people like Tank, people like yourself, people like us. And he's a little more like tight-lipped like some other guys are. There are some guys that want to talk to us forever and ever, and other guys, they want to keep things close to the vest, and that's okay.
He did say he definitely wants to make sure he's on Coach's Corner next year. I'm still working on it.
Oh, did he tell you that?
Yes.
Yes. We'll work on him for next year. That's no problem. I'll get him.
I'm working on it for this year.
Well, if he can't, we're past that point now.
Well, speaking of next, how about tomorrow? Are you ever into pumpkin painting?
Not really, but I'm sure a lot of kids.
There are a lot of little ones that are interested in pumpkin painting.
They probably are. At East Rochester and Tusca Shop and Saves. Owned by?
Right here.
Go ahead, tell us.
St. Barnabas, absolutely.
Barnabas, exactly.
So what's happening is that tomorrow, the 5th, you can gear up for the 1-year anniversary of both of these stores' grand opening, especially the East Rochester store's grand opening. The kids can decorate a pumpkin for free, get a free hot dog and a bag of chips at both of the locations. Kids can also color pictures for the residents of St. Barnabas while they're there at the stores. The festivities are from noon to 2 tomorrow.
Do you think that if me and Tank showed up, that one of us two or both could volunteer as a pumpkin and have the kids paint us?
You want to get painted? Because I think the kids would enjoy that.
I think that Tanks they would enjoy it.
And then run over to St. Barnabas and visit with all the residents there.
Exactly. Painted pumpkin. Mike Azadian and Tank Latham.
As long as it says EXP Realty somewhere on your body, I think you'll go with it, right? He's all right with that. Kickoff is away for the third quarter, taken around the 12-yard line, bounce to the outside, 30, 35, 40, all the way out to the 45 and beyond for Adam Fernandez. Nice return on that kickoff.
Well, I tell you what, said it earlier, he's one of the quickest kids on that team. The fans don't like it. They think he got hit late out of bounds. I don't know if the referees, I know Sherman is arguing with the refs about that being a late hit, but I think the fact that it was in the heart of the bench for Ambridge, that they quite didn't see it and they didn't call it.
So now
Ambridge has it first. I kind of figured.
They're marking him all the way out to the 50. Yep. So wonderful return by Adam Fernandez. And now Xavier Lewis is in the Wildcat, set at his own 44. Running backs in front of him. Takes it right up the middle on a dive play. Slams in the defenders, picking up about 7 on the play, all the way down to the 43 of Blackhawk.
Well, I'll say this. If Ambridge could eat clock, move it down the field, and score here, they go up 2 touchdowns. And Blackhawk pretty much has to score, because if this happens this way, they're only going to get the ball a couple of times, and Blackhawk's going to have to score because Ambridge's intent is to eat the clock up here in this half.
Looks like Adam Fernandez now in the Wildcat, running backs in front of him. He takes it over the left side looking for some room, spins around and down right around the 40-yard line. They're going to say he's into the 39, which will give him a first down pickup.
And you really don't need a quarterback if you take leads and you run this kind of offense. You'll need a quarterback if you are trailing and if you have to pass the ball. And that's not their game. That's not their strength.
Jace McCracken now coming in for the Wildcat. Adam Fernandez getting a little bit of a break. And he'll set up. Everybody's over to his left with the tight end and 3 running backs on his left side. He follows the mass over that way. And how about that one?
Yep, Heckathorn.
Tyler Heckathorn shot the gap and brought down McCracken for a loss of about 3, maybe 4 yards on that play.
Well, here's the thing. They dictated that's what they were going to do. They showed that. Heckathorn probably thought, well, wait a minute. We've seen this on tape. They're going to run this way. I know they're going that way. Let's see if I can find it. He did. He shot the gap. Guys were just going out to block around the end. It left a man uncovered. He just shot through and made the tackle. So a little bit of a mishap there by Ambridge, and they lose probably 6 yards.
Second and long. Snap back. Lewis has it. Plows forward all the way down near the 35-yard line. Pickup. He's all the way about the 35. It's about a 3rd now and 6.
Yeah, so he gets 9 yards. So, I mean, at the rate they're clipping off yardage, here comes Fernandez again. So you got to figure he'll get the ball. And they're going right up the middle. They faked like they were going to go left that last time. So let's see if they go back to the bread and butter. All the blocking right up the middle.
Fernandez in the Wildcat. 2 running backs set to his left. He follows them, and he looks as though he gets some real nice yardage out to the 34-yard line. Pick up of about 2. And now a decision to be made. 4th and 4, and it's a long 4 for Ambridge.
Here's a situation which dictates you better punt the ball. Pin them deep, play defense. But they may want to try here, but I'll tell you, this is huge. Obviously, biggest play of the game.
McCracken out in the Wildcat. He's coming into that quarterback position.
They don't get it here. Blackhawk has a huge advantage early in the second.
4th and a long 4, running back stacked to his right. And he misses the snap, tries to pick it up, and then is taken down at the 50-yard line. Huge loss of about 11 on that play. Well, actually, 15 on that play.
Yeah, I personally, again, you know, these coaches know way more than me. But again, you're up by 6. You have it in their territory. You're not deep in their territory. You're at the, 35-yard line? You know, you punt the ball, you pin them deep. But Sherm said, let's go for it. Bad snap. Now Blackhawk has it midfield. A touchdown, they could go ahead. So very big advantage to Blackhawk. See if they could take advantage of it.
Canale, man in motion, running back to his left. Hands it off, bouncing to the right side, finds some room, and snakes through and picks up about 1, maybe 2. We'll see if they'll give him to the 48 on that one.
Yeah, they give him 1 to the 49. You know, they're not going to win this game getting 1 and 2 yards on first down. They have got to open up this passing game. I know they've got a couple of guys injured, but someone besides Heckathorn has to step up. If I'm correct, he's the only one to get a reception here for Blackhawk. And I really think they need to open up the passing game.
Sam Stewart in for Braden McCarthy at running back. Man in motion. Canale back, rolling to his left, looking for some room. Can't find anybody to throw to. Decides to keep it himself and get some real nice yardage. He had to get to the 40, and they're going to say he made it to the 42. Nice pickup on second down.
Well, not a bad play. And that gives them third and about 2.5, almost 3. They're going to call it 3rd and 3.
Shotgun one more time. Fake the count, and now looking over to the sideline. Sam Stewart is in the running back position. Sidecar now to the right. Wide receivers, one on each side. Canale decides to keep it, follows Stewart right up the middle, gets the first down yardage down to the 39, pickup of about 4.
I'm surprised more teams don't use the Wildcat, because if you're not going to throw the ball, but if you get a guy that can throw the ball like Nally, I mean, you know, here's a guy who can fake like he's going to run it. Now you've got to respect the pass. That's not a bad formation to pass out of either. Now they're going to go 4 wide.
Ambridge is going with nobody deep at safety. Canale decides to keep it, quarterback option, and he gets it inside the 35 to about the 33. Nice pickup there, too.
There you go. And this goes to what you're starting to see more and more. Teams line up in a pass formation and run. Teams line up in a run formation and pass. We're seeing a lot more trickery, and that's what they did right there with Nally. He's the only guy back there. He runs straight up the middle and gets positive yardage because everybody's out back covering receivers. You didn't see that 10 years ago.
No, little surprised that Ambridge didn't have anybody deep in that free safety spot. They went with a 0 coverage on that one. All right. Twin wide receivers to the right. Canale looking, rolling to his right. Is he going to throw? He does, and batted down. Jace McCracken batted down that pass that was intended for Tyler Heckathorn, and now it's 3rd down.
They threw in the double coverage, but there was another man, can't get his number. Is that 19? I believe was wide open downfield, and I mean wide open. No one near him. That was Brady Mayer. Number 19, a junior. He was wide open, but wasn't seen.
Cougars running what looks like to be like an Ambridge formation. Finds some room. Wildcat picks up that first down yardage. Brady McCracken lined up with 3 running backs. Instead of them all being stacked up, they were in a row parallel to the line of scrimmage, and he just followed them over that right side and got near first down yardage. But they're going to say he's a little bit short.
Well, and there's another situation where he got hit and then lurched forward, but his knee comes down. So 4th and 1, they're going to call it. They got to keep this drive going. Have to keep this drive going.
Canale under center. He decides to keep it himself. They're going to shove him forward. He gets the first down.
Yeah, this is big for Blackhawk because Ambridge ate up a lot of clock, turned it over on downs. Now Blackhawk's eating up a lot of time. Each team's had the ball once, and the way, unless they quick strike here, you figure most of the third quarter is going to be gone with each team with 1 possession. I think it behooves Blackhawk. I'm not saying they have to score here, but if they score here, it's really going to make it a game.
Blackhawk down by 6. A touchdown and a conversion puts them up by 1. Canale looking over the left side, finds Heckathorn. Chucky gets it down near the 20-yard line. Ran that slant pattern one more time, just a different slot on the formation, but basically the same route that he scored that touchdown.
And they're playing back off of coverage. They're not playing it right to him because they know he's tall enough to catch it anywhere. But the defensive backs and linebackers are late in getting to him. So if Nally is right on his timing, well, he's caught the last, 4 passes thrown to him, missed the first 4.
Mm-hmm.
Big difference why they've got 15 and came back in this game so far. Because they were down 21-9.
Now it's 21-15, 4:48 to go, running clock, man in motion. High snap, hands it off. Sam Stewart has it over the right side, able to pick up a couple. Needs to get to the 18 just outside the 20. They're going to call it the 21. So he's 3rd and 3 now for the Cougars.
Yeah, down 14-3, down by 11, then down 21-9, down by 12. They've cut it to 6. Like you said, a touchdown here will at least tie it.
And we have a penalty. Dead ball offsides against Ambridge. They gave him the first down.
Wow. Boy, Ambridge it just seems like Ambridge tired here early in this second half. Late in this third quarter. They're a little tired.
Snap back to McCanally. He has it, throws it deep, and we got a penalty in the end zone. He was looking for Tyler Heckathorn, and the coverage guy was all over him.
Yeah, the way that ball was thrown, it was toward the left front pylon, and Heckathorn had the man beat on that side. All he had to do was just catch the ball, and I think that the receiver, as we're going to see a replay on this, I think.
Yes.
The DB, as you look here, the DB knows it, sees it, knows he's beat, and just drags him down and figures, I'm going to prevent a touchdown here. Let's just hope that they can turn the ball over or something here. But it's going to give them the ball.
They're all the way down to what looks like the 8-yard line.
So for the DB, not bad, because it's probably a touchdown if he doesn't do that.
So now it's 1st and a couple for the Cougars. Deep in Ambridge territory. Back and playing that route one more time. Chucky got it. Touchdown, Heckathorn. Canale to Heckathorn. They match up again. 2 touchdowns on the day for Tyler.
Well, there's your pick for CCBC Player of the Game before the game, and now he's got 2 TDs, and he's tall enough that he can do a jump ball. And what did we say at the beginning of the game? Can Ambridge stop their passing game? They didn't on this drive at all. Heckathorn dominated all the way down the field.
Snap, hold, kick, up, and the kick is good. And now Blackhawk is up by 1, 22-21. We want to keep it right here. Let's go down to the sideline with Tank and the eXp Realty sideline report. And Tank, whatever it was that Coach Wickline said at halftime, this team responded on defense and on offense.
Yeah, they definitely came out with some fire in their pants for sure to come on out here and make sure that they are showing them they're not rolling over and they're in this game.
Thank you very much. That was a huge 2 possessions, defense and for Blackhawk, and then on offense. And they sent a message to Ambridge, we're here, and we're here to win this game. And now it's about whether or not they're going to respond with the Bridgers.
They could have been leading after the half if it wasn't for all the mistakes. And if it wasn't for not taking advantage of the mistakes by Ambridge. I mean, they, by rights, could have been up by a touchdown or more at the half. But they just came down and used the passing game, which they didn't do a lot of. They tried, but Heckathorn missed 4 passes early in the game. We'll see. Now it's up to Ambridge.
Will Brown with the kick. It is high and it is deep and is taken at the 10-yard line, 15, 20, and swarmed under. Although he breaks himself out, 25, 30, finds the seam, gets to the outside all the way to the 45-yard line before he fumbles out of bounds at the 45. Another nice return by number 20, Keon Lee. He was the same one that had the punt return for a touchdown. And now that kickoff return, setting up Ambridge with really great field position.
And it doesn't look like he's running hard, but he's just kind of smooth and gliding and waiting for blocks. And then when he sees it gets around the end and gets a lot more yardage and has great return to the 50. So special teams really helping Ambridge here.
Ambridge now stacked formation to the right. Xavier Lewis has it, breaks 3, gets past the 40-yard line. Big first down pickup of about 14 on that carry. Xavier Lewis running with authority there.
Well, again, Ambridge, hold on to the ball. Don't fumble. Ball control. Kill clock. Wear the other team down. Our force against you guys. We're bigger. We think we're stronger, but they can't make mistakes.
Adam Fernandez now in the Wildcat. Similar formation, but those three running backs to the left instead of to the right. He takes a snap, follows them, sprints through over that left tackle, able to get down inside the 30-yard line. Pickup of about 6 on that, maybe 7.
That's what you want. You want 5, 6 yards on first down. You want to not have to be able to worry about, 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8. Now you're at 2nd and 5. You've got 3 plays to make 5 yards. And the way they're running, they should be able to make it easy. A lot of blocking, a lot of big men coming at you if you're Blackhawk.
Looks like McCracken this time. And Blackhawk came around the edge trying to squeeze things off on that outside. The man who really slowed things up, Brandon Rodriguez, number 16, coming from the corner and keeping that to a 1-yard gain.
Still, it looks like about 2. They're going to call it 3rd and 2, but it's more like 3rd and about 2.5. Ambridge doing what they want to do.
They come back out, stacked up. Xavier Lewis, he's back there. He takes it, plows himself forward. He's looking for somebody to hit, just ran over 3 people, dragging 3 others with him all the way down to the 21-yard line.
And something that a lot of people don't realize, when you've got young, older players, and you're talking about Ambridge with guys like Xavier Lewis and the linemen, and you're going up against Blackhawk that has not a senior lineup, eventually younger players that are not as heavy, that starts taking your toll when you get hit over and over again.
Fernandez now in the Wildcat, looking for blockers, has them, able to get some nice yardage on that over the left side, and a pickup of about what looks to be 4 on that play. Blackhawk continues to get nice penetration, but just not at the right gaps all of the time to be able to stop the running attack of Ambridge.
I agree with you. They make a few good plays here and there, but they're still getting up big chunks of yardage. Now the big key is going to be, you figure Ambridge might not score here in the 3rd quarter. It might go into the 4th. And if they do score, then Blackhawk's pretty much going to have to score. And if they don't, Ambridge can run this clock.
1:15 to go in the 3rd quarter, running clock. Back to McCracken, wrapped up, continues to run, and then brought down. Tyler Hankathorn from his defensive end position, wrapping up Jace McCracken. 3-on-3.
Tank's telling us from the sideline that Blackhawks really trying to rip the ball out of their arms right now, trying to cause a turnover. I think they realize that they might only have one really good scoring opportunity left.
42 seconds left, running clock.
In the 3rd quarter.
In the 3rd quarter. They're set up. Fernandez now has it, looking for some room over that right side, able to pick up a couple, getting down near the 15-yard line.
This is interesting.
25 seconds, running clock. You got to wonder if they're going to run another play or take it to the 4th quarter.
Yeah, this is going to the 4th quarter. And you know what? 4th and 4, there's no way. They have not passed yet, I don't think. I don't think they've passed yet. So what do you do here? What play do you come up with? This is a big, big play. Biggest play of the season so far.
That is the end of the 3rd quarter. 22-21. Blackhawk leading Ambridge. The 4th quarter is next on Beaver County Radio.
We all know there's an advantage to being the home team, to playing at home. And at LGKG, we have been your home team for over 90 years.
We're more than just a law firm. We're your friends, your neighbors, an advocate when life takes an unexpected turn.
We're not just lawyers that practice law. We live in this community, just like you.
When you need us most, we're at our best.
After any big game, people will be talking. This is Ellen Barras from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. The same is true when you get your new vehicle from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Neighbors, friends, and co-workers will notice the new winning style reflected in the car, truck, or SUV you just got from Falcone's Moon Township Ford. Located on University Boulevard, across from Robert Morris. Click and save at moonford.com and discover what the talk is all about. Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
22-21. The Cougars of Blackhawk coming back and taking the lead, and now with a 4th down call and about 4 to go from the 15, Ambridge deciding to go ahead and set up for a field goal attempt. Anthony Powell is set to hold. The kick is up.
Nope.
And the kick is no good. It looks as though they may have got a hand on it and deflected that. Can we get an instant replay on that?
See what we can do here.
Because it looked as though they may have been able to touch that. It looked as though somebody was able to get a hand on it because it went up strong, and then once it got to the line of scrimmage and beyond, it just did not move the way that you would normally see a kick like that go.
Fry Transportation Instant Update Desk. Riverside 14, Freedom nothing. Fort Cherry 28-6 over Cornell. Mohawk 28-7 over New Brighton. Central Valley 34-17 over North Catholic. Union 14-0 over Beaver Falls. Aliquippa 19-7 over West Allegheny. Moon 14-7 over Peters Township. Northgate 21, Southside 7. And we got this game, obviously. Shenango now losing to Rochester 26-21.
Canale takes it, hands it off, and stuffed at the line of scrimmage. McCracken going nowhere.
One more. Hopewell 28, McGuffey 10.
Coming up after the game, Bruce Fry and the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show. All of the scores, all of the analysis, and your phone calls from wherever you are, watching games wherever you may be. I mean, one of the cool things is this: you get to go to another game, watch that game in person, then you have your smartphone with you.
Yep.
You download the St. Barnabas Radio Network app, and then you're able to listen to games while you're watching games.
How about that?
That's good stuff. Canale back to pass, throws it out, hits his running back out in the flat. McCarthy gets it and gets out near the 30-yard line.
Now this game has switched, and Blackhawk with the lead, and Blackhawk wants to stay in bounds, and Blackhawk with an opportunity to kill clock, and if they can score, they're going to force Ambridge to have to score and get a 2-point conversion to tie the game. So, boy, Ambridge all that way, they carved them up, but Blackhawk held in the most important time of the year.
Blackhawk gets it under center, handoff, plowing through up the middle. Just will not be stopped, drags runners with him. That one was Sam Stewart. Sam Stewart, little guy, 5'10", 170. No bigger than Braden McCarthy, but they both run so authoritatively. Stewart, the senior, and McCarthy, the sophomore.
This Blackhawk team did not start turning it around until Heckathorn started making his catches. After 4 drops, he scored 2 touchdowns in his last 5 catches. And that's been the difference in this game. They were down 21-9. They are now up 22-21.
1st and 10, right around their own 39-yard line. 2 wide receivers twin to the left. Canale takes it, rolls that way, looking, decides to throw, and out of bounds, looking for his receiver, Brady Mayer, just not able to connect.
Good 1st down stop. Now 2nd and 10. So if you don't make it, and you throw an incompletion on your first play, now you only have, 3 plays to make 10 yards. Well, you can still get that one play, obviously, but that's a big 1st down stop for Ambridge. Nowhere to throw, good coverage downfield. And Blackhawk has mixed it up ever since mid to late 2nd quarter. They've mixed up like we thought they would all game long.
Man in motion. Canale throws it out to his running back in the flat, just beyond the outstretched hands of Brady McCarthy, and it looked as though McCarthy had some room.
Yeah, he did, but not a good throw by Canale, and that's the 2nd pass in a row that just wasn't there. I believe 1st down was thrown away. Now, if you're Ambridge, do you send some guys? Do you blitz him? Do you put some pressure on him? Or you stay back in coverage? What's their defensive coordinator going to do here?
Critical call on a 3rd and 10. They need to get to their own 49-yard line. Blackhawk set up with 3 wide receivers, wing back off the left side. He rolls, pressure's coming. They have him, and he gets it away, and then tackled right at the 46. Nice reception by number 21. Let me make sure I have his name correctly. Connor McGraw, the 5'7", 155 senior for Blackhawk, was able to get it, but that nice catch, an even better defensive stop to be able to hit him right away and keep him from not being able to gain anymore.
I think that was Nathan Sheffield, number 17. They're going to punt. They're up by 1. They're not going to try to go for it here. And I think that's wise because Ambridge is not a quick strike. And if you can hold them again, you might be able to win this game.
Snap, kick is away. It is a long, low kick, muffed at the 16. Back at the 6, it's recovered and then swarmed over. He's able to get it back out to the 10, but there's a fumble. And they're saying, no, it's Ambridge ball back at the 4.
Well,
wow.
Ambridge has
You talk about a dramatic return.
Ambridge has not thrown a pass all game. They are backed up now on the 8-yard line, it looks like.
I think they're back to the 4.
Okay, 4-yard line, it looks like. They have to go 96 yards in 9 minutes. Now, it doesn't seem like a lot, but for a run-first team, a run-only team, they may have to put a quarterback in there. They may have to throw. Now, they have some gadget plays. They have some things they could do with Fernandez on end-arounds. They've had some big plays, but for the most part, they have eaten up a lot of time. They cannot afford to eat up a lot of time and not score here.
Everybody's in tight. Looks like Xavier Lewis is the back in the Wildcat. Takes a snap straight ahead, looking for some room, and gets out beyond the 5, close to the 8-yard line, just trying to find some space so he's not taking that direct snap from the goal line.
You know,
and now there's a timeout on the field. Referees called timeout for...
It's an official's timeout. Somebody lost their helmet.
Yep. Xavier Lewis is running off to the sideline with his helmet off of his head, so he's coming out. Adam Fernandez is going back in.
Interesting turn of events. Ambridge doesn't seem like, oh boy, that's a lot of time. Yeah, it's a lot of time if you throw and mix it up. A lot of time left, but both teams have had the ball twice only in the second half.
Adam Fernandez looking for some room, not able to find much, gets to the 10 and no more.
And if you're Blackhawk now, you have to sell out on the run. Unless you see a different formation come in that you haven't seen all game long, you have to sell out for the run. You have to put 9 or 10 guys up in the box, everybody up, and just let them take their time. Ambridge is just eating clock up here and really can't afford to.
You know, it's a good call that you're making about playing everybody in the box because they're running so many big guys in to block that even if they were going to leak somebody out to dump a pass to, it wouldn't be as though the Cougars wouldn't be able to track them down.
They have everybody up, and now it brings up 4th down, and now Ambridge has to decide what to do. They're going to have to punt. I can't see them going for it here. Ambridge has to hope for a mistake by Blackhawk right now. This game's Blackhawk. Blackhawk has control. They've had control in the second half. They've got one guy back a little bit deep at safety, everybody up in the box, and Ambridge, without throwing the ball, has really, really limited their offense. Really. And I'm kind of surprised that they have not thrown one pass.
The 2 running backs for Blackhawk are back in receiver position for the punt return, Sam Stewart and Braden McCarthy. The snap is back. The kick is away. It is a high kick. And it bounces and rolls and all the way out to midfield. And it will be down by Ambridge at their own 49-yard line. A very fortuitous bounce because it bounced between the 30 and the 35. It could have been really bad positioning. However, that punt bounced the right way for Ambridge. And now Blackhawk looking to go 49 yards in the remaining 7 minutes and 18 seconds of regulation. They're up by 1, 22-21. I mean, you want to score, but you don't need to score at this point.
You don't. You need to run the clock. But that was a fortunate bounce for Ambridge because that could have went a lot worse for them.
Canal in the shotgun. Man in motion and penalty. It looks as though they're going to call offsides.
Ambridge fans booing, not happy right now.
Offsides against Ambridge. Takes it down to the 44, so now it's a 1st and 5.
Ambridge fans not happy.
It's remarkable how halftime adjustments and halftime speeches can play a role, because Blackhawk is coming out just as a team that they are not going to be pushed around. They are going to impose their will on Ambridge instead. 1st and 5. Snap back. Canale back, throws over the middle, has a man wide open.
Wow.
Touchdown, Blackhawk. That one going to number 21, Connor McGraw, the senior, 5'7", 155. They ran a little play action, and there was nobody that was running with them. Nobody.
Wow. Just wow. I mean, the Ambridge are selling out for the run or a missed assignment. And boy, they were the better team the first quarter and a half. They were doing whatever they wanted at the offensive line, and they have been outplayed in the second half.
28-21. They're up by 7. The kick is up, and it's good, and now they're up by 8. The Cougars that were trailing big early are now up by a touchdown and a 2-point conversion with just 7:11 to go in regulation. Kickoff in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
You know, I've heard people refer to older veteran athletes as being all washed up. Well, quite frankly, that's a rather nice compliment if you ask me. This is the Aquaman of Beaver County, Jim Riggio from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. When you hear something like that, you have to consider the source of the water, that is. After all, getting washed up with Beaver Falls Municipal Authority water can't be a bad thing. That's because for over 80 years, we've made it possible for everyone to feel washed up, even if they are not star athletes. Click bfwater.net.
Tank Latham in EXP Realty sideline report. How'd that play break down to you, Tank?
Yeah, they've been working on getting that play action all game. In the first quarter, it was their own little rope-a-dope. It looked like they were going inside, and then all of a sudden they went with that play action. Once he got past that first 7 yards, there was nobody behind there, so easy touchdown when he got it.
Thank you very much, Tank Latham, EXP Realty sideline report.
Wow. I mean, a lot of things happen in football. A lot of things surprise me, but interesting. Stephen
Canale now, 3 touchdown passes on the night, making his bid for the CCBC Player of the Game.
Yeah, I just, you got to give credit to Blackhawks defense because they bent and they didn't break when they really could have. And Ambridge has done nothing on offense. They missed a field goal. They went and got themselves stuck in the back deep in their own territory, and the lack of a passing game is really hurting them now. And now they're down by 8. Now, they don't have to pass to win this game, but they have to march down the field and score. They have to take advantage of a tired Blackhawk team maybe, but how tired are their guys on the line? But now they come out in a 4-wide.
Kane back to pass, looking, realizing he has to run for it, tucks it, and is able to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard and no more.
You know, there's nothing, I think the hardest thing to do in football, and, you know, I don't know if Tank will agree with me or not. I think one of the hardest things to do is try to come back when you don't and have not passed all game long, when you don't have a passing offense, and when you are forced to do it. It doesn't ever seem to be successful.
So, no, Kane stays in at quarterback. Xavier Lewis on his left hip, 4 wide receivers out, 3 to his right, 1 to his left, back to pass, looking, the rushes on, and he throws a wide receiver, a running back screen over the middle, was only able to get a yard because he was covered so well.
You know, 3 wide receivers right, all 3 just kind of lackadaisically went out. They knew they weren't getting the ball. That was designed for one guy. Blackhawk sniffed it out. That brings up a 3rd and 9.
3rd and long for Ambridge. As time is running down, 5:52 to go. The clock is rolling. And Blackhawk up by 8. 4 wide receivers once again. DJ Kane with the running back to his left. Back to pass. And throws it out. Xavier Lewis gets it, tries to get outside for that first down pickup. Gets to about the 47, maybe the 48, so a 4th and 2, 2.5. Yeah. They have to go for it here, don't they?
This could be their season. I mean, are they
maybe
not
not.
Punt? Wow. I'm really surprised they're going to try to punt here. This surprises me if that's what they're going to do. I don't think they're going to punt here. I can't see that. Because Blackhawk scores again.
No.
You've got to keep the ball out of their hands. They've done what they wanted to on offense. They're just bringing in.
Adam Fernandez is in the Wildcat. Lineman up in front of him. 3 running backs in front of him behind the lineman. Trying to get the line to jump. Did they do it?
Yeah, they did.
And they're whistling the play dead.
Yep.
And so now it's about who moved.
I think it was Blackhawk, but there is laundry there. Let's see.
Dead ball foul. Wow, false start against Ambridge. Huge right there.
Hurt. That 5 yards is going to hurt.
4th and 7. And they have not been able to get big yardage on any of their runs going back at least 2 quarters.
I'm going to tell you, I mean, if Blackhawk wins, Tank, you've got to ask Coach from Blackhawk. You've got to ask him, what did he change and what did he say to the kids? Because they're a completely different team in the second half.
Adam Fernandez deep in punt formation. He's set to take the snap, gets it away. It's a low kick and goes out of bounds, maybe around the 45 or 40-yard line. There's a flag on the play, near side, completely away from where the ball went. And an Ambridge player is kind of disgusted with himself as he goes to sit down on the bench.
I mean,
so it was a kick that didn't go very far in the first place. So Blackhawk already is going to get good field position depending upon what this flag ultimately is. They're calling for a holding against Blackhawk.
It just seemed when Blackhawk held Ambridge after that long possession early in this, into the fourth quarter, and this is going to go against Blackhawk.
Yes.
Big time against Blackhawk. Personal foul maybe, because that's 15 yards.
No, they called it a holding penalty, but based upon where the hold was, now they're backing them up 10 yards from where the ball went out of bounds. So it looks as though they're back at the 34-yard line. And Ambridge needs a big stop. Blackhawk needs to just run out the clock. They're up by 8, 29-21, 5:33 to go in regulation. Canale, shotgun, man in motion. Snap. He's the one to pass. He's looking, throws it down the right side, trying to find a man, unable to connect with McCarthy.
Yeah, so you're up by 8. You've got them on the ropes, and you're throwing a long pass. So you do 2 things there. You stop the clock, which helps Ambridge. And you don't get positive yards, which helps Ambridge. I see Gale going for the kill, I understand, but I don't know, boy. You turn the ball over here. You don't want to give any change of momentum.
There is one-on-one coverage out here on the outside with both of the receivers. Canale decides to keep it this time. Quarterback draw right up the middle to about the 39. Pick up a 5 on second down.
Let's go back to what Tank said. They were trying to rip the ball out of the hand. Heckathorn's trying to fire them up. When they stopped them and they didn't get that field goal, that's a huge momentum swing. Blackhawk was the better team in the third quarter, and then since that time, they've been the better team on offense and defense.
So third down play, running clock. We're under 5 minutes to go in regulation. Everybody's in tight. Wildcat keeps it, runs it himself up the middle. That is McCarthy, and he's able to get to about the 47. So now it's a 4th and 2.
And you got to wonder when, not yet, but they've got 3 timeouts left. Now, if you're Blackhawk, you run this down. You could even take a 5-yard penalty, run the clock down, and or call a timeout. You've got 3 timeouts left. I don't know if you want to start burning timeouts, but you have to punt here, which they will. So Blackhawk's going to get seemingly at least one more chance here. So their defense held strong, which they needed.
Robert Kelly set to kick it away. Adam Fernandez is back deep.
And don't forget, they have a punt return for a touchdown already.
Snap, kick is away. It's a nice kick away from Fernandez and out of bounds. It looks like it's at the 16-yard line.
That's really,
what a punt.
Good. That's really good. Smart to kick it away from him. So Jake Wickline and co. said, do not kick it to their fast guy. And they didn't pooch it. They kicked it and let it run out of bounds. Good play. Ambridge has to go now 84 yards. 84 yards. And they're going to have to score a touchdown, and they're going to have to get a 2-point conversion to tie the game. Can they do it in 4 minutes with their offense? I don't know if they can do this.
They have the horses. I mean, you have McCracken out there. They have Hernandez out there. Xavier Lewis is out there.
I don't know if they're going to be able to do it without at least 1 or 2 big plays or without a couple of pass plays. Because
McCracken and Lewis are set wide. DJ Kane at quarterback. Fakes the handoff to Xavier Lewis. He's looking, throws it over the left side, trying to find Fernandez, not able to complete that pass.
And I'll say it, I've said it, and I've seen so many football games at high school level. And if you do not have a passing game, and we've got an injury timeout here, man for Ambridge down, but if you do not have a passing game and you are not used to passing, coming back down with a team that doesn't pass the ball, it's really hard to do. I'm not sure who that is that's down.
Yeah, the trainers are going out to check on the injured player who seems to be in some level of pain, enough to draw the attention of the head coach, Coach McBride, and trainers from both Ambridge and Blackhawk to take a look at him. While they're looking at him, we'll take a pause in the action. 29-21, Blackhawk over Ambridge. 3:55 to go in regulation. Back in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
Tri-State Sporting Arms on Main Street in New Brighton is now open. Stop in and explore their extensive selection of high-quality firearms, pistols, and accessories. Tri-State Sporting Arms also pays top dollar for used firearms. Their experienced and highly trained staff is here to assist you in selecting the right firearm for you. Stop on down to Beaver County's newest firearms store, Tri-State Sporting Arms, at 807 3rd Avenue, New Brighton, or check them out on Facebook.
Xavier Lewis was the injured Bridger. He was able to get off on his own power. DJ Kane throws it out to Adam Fernandez around the 15-yard line, able to get out close to the 20. A pickup of just about 4 yards on that, setting up a 3rd and 6 for the Bridgers.
Well, just do not have experience at QB. They have a great line. They have a nice defense. They've got good running backs. They just don't have that supreme talent at quarterback right now, and that's hurting them. They're going to have to make a big play. They're going to have to do something to get big yardage.
4 wide receivers out. Came back looking and then overthrows his receiver. He goes down hard. No penalty on the play. That sets up a 4th down.
I don't know if they're still going to go for it or punt here. If they punt here, they have to hold. They have to hold Blackhawk for sure. They may have to burn their timeouts. So you don't want to. If you go for it and you don't make it here, then you're done anyway. So the chance is that you punt the ball, put them on offense, and you hope you can strip the ball and get better field position. That's what they're going to try to do. I hope for a mistake by Blackhawk.
So the punt is away. It's a low kick, and it's rolling Ambridge's way, but not quite far enough. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 47 of Ambridge for Blackhawk when we return in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
Getting into the lineup and making the team is easy at Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Training camp is starting and you are invited. This is Coach Andy Dangle and I'm looking for new teammates. Membership is open to many organizations and groups throughout the county. Join my team at Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Details and applications are available now. Visit Freedom United Federal Credit Union today. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
The break.
That's okay.
Blackhawk has it at the 47-yard line of Ambridge. 3:15 to go, up by 8. And you got to believe we're going to see a lot of Braden McCarthy and Sam Stewart in this series of downs.
They can't put the ball up. And it's Canale. My fault, folks. Mispronounced his name. We got a timeout called. And we got a referee's whistle.
What's going on here?
I think Ambridge might have called a timeout. I believe they did.
Nope, it's a penalty against Blackhawk.
Interesting.
They were barely getting up to the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure what happened.
But if they run the ball 3 times and Ambridge calls timeouts, Ambridge could get the ball back with, 2:40 to go, something like that. So they have time, but they have to stop Blackhawk.
All right, Canale under center.
That was the lay of game.
Running back set behind him. One wide receiver is out. Hands it off. Stewart has it over that right side. Breaks a couple of tackles. Still moving. Able to get back to the 49-yard line. Not quite 48, we'll call it. Just a little bit shy of the original line of scrimmage. They're going to give him a pickup of 4.
Now, if you're Blackhawk, you just roll that clock down. You roll that 30-second clock. And I don't see a 45-second clock. They don't have them in the end zone.
No.
So it has to be being kept by the officials. So the back official is the one who puts his hand up when there's 10 seconds to go. But Blackhawk isn't really killing that clock. Interesting. It could be, but they're not.
And the handoff. McCarthy over that left side wasn't getting much of anything.
And
Tank, what can you tell us about the play clocks?
Yeah, earlier in the first half, the play clocks were not working properly. That's why it took so long for them to start the quarter and the second quarter. So they actually had the Ambridge coaches unplug the play clocks. So that's why you don't see them.
And so, Tank, if I'm correct, isn't the back judge, doesn't he put his hand up at
He's
what?
supposed to, yes.
10 seconds,
Yes.
7 seconds?
Yes.
But Blackhawk isn't taking advantage of that. They didn't. They could have run that down.
Once again, it's a young team.
No doubt. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying somebody, not right now on that sideline, Amber just called that timeout. They have to tell him to look for that or count in their head because they're going to give Ambridge extra time if they don't make it here.
Right.
Well, in 2 more plays. Ambridge just called a timeout, Robert, so you figure – I guess they should after this one, too. And if you're Blackhawk, you can't put the ball in the air. You can't. You don't want to risk a turnover, a run back. So you run the ball. You should run it down. Take a penalty if you have to, but run this clock down as much as you can. You can't give Ambridge a lot of time.
They're set up with twin wide receivers wide to the right. Ambridge has coverage corners out there, one safety deep. Everybody else is in tight for defense for Ambridge. Canale back to pass, looking for a man, finds... He had Tyler Heckathorn and threw it a little bit behind him. Incomplete pass, setting up a 4th down, 4th and 10, stop the clock, and maybe most importantly, save the Ambridge a timeout.
Yeah, that's big, and I'm surprised they put the ball in the air. I see what they're trying to do. They want to get the first down and salt the game away, but you got to be careful. You have not made many mistakes in this half, so Ambridge is going to get. Yeah, they can't punt it to them. They're going to have to punt left or right again. And you figure with a good punt, Ambridge is going to have to go 80-plus yards unless they get a return here. They should probably put 2 guys back there and cover both sides of the field.
Kelly is back at the 40. They only have Fernandez back. Keon Lee is the one who returned a punt for a touchdown earlier. He is not back. Ambridge has everybody up on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're going for the block. And now I think Blackhawk might have called a timeout. No, delay of game on Blackhawk, which is okay. Okay, that they take the, but you know what? No, why? Because the last pass was incomplete. Didn't really take any time off the clock. If I'm Ambridge, their choice is either put 2 guys back and have both sides of it covered and get a return, or try for the block. And they're trying for the block. So
they have 9 guys up, 1 guy with a runner, the gunner down the right side. Snap, kick is away, clean. And he bombs it. And then Fernandez gets it at the 2. Makes one man miss, tries to bounce it outside to the 15. Out close to the 20-yard line. And finally dragged out of bounds. And the officials decided to go ahead and let it go. There's a penalty flag at the 35-yard line.
You know what? How about that punt? Line drive. It hits at the 1 and bounced straight up in the air right back to Fernandez, who turned around. And he couldn't let it go, or else the ball was going to stay around the 2 or 3 yard line. He had to pick it up and run. If it goes into the end zone, you've got a touchback. How about the luck there for Blackhawk? Now let's see what
he
this
had
is.
spin on that ball like he was chipping one in.
Unless he's doing that on purpose.
You see those golf shots where they come running back at you.
Unless somebody's taught him how to do that. That is hard to do, though.
So penalty against Ambridge.
Oh, boy.
The flag was at the 35. They are now backing them up. So he was able to get to the 19 And now are they going to walk off the holding penalty from the 19? It looks that way. So they're going to go half the distance to the goal and get them right around the 9-yard line.
They're going to go that 10 yards from the 19.
Wow.
They got to go 89 yards. No.
91.
91. I can't add. I can't subtract. I don't know what I'm doing.
I can't multiply.
Yikes.
91 yards in 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Ambridge. Wildcat. Back to pass. Throws it. Completed right around the 20-yard line. First down pickup. Nice pass and completion. And that was, oh, wow, John Gerace is back in at quarterback.
Interesting.
They brought Gerace in, who has been the starting quarterback, to come back in here and try to lead this charge for a comeback. He's looking for some room, scrambling, can't get away, and sacked.
They have to call timeout here.
Taken down by Jamison Feely.
No, they're not.
5'11", 190 junior was able to take him down. Second down, 10 to go. Clock, 1:40, continues to roll. 4 wide receivers, 2 and 2. Back to pass, looking for somewhere to go, trying to find McCracken, just not able to.
Well, another thing, too, and this is something that we can someday talk to Tank about. You could be a very good run block team. That doesn't mean you're a good pass block team. And so Blackhawk, with quicker guys like Tank mentioned, are able to get around the bigger Ambridge guys and get pressure on the quarterback.
And Tank, that's a good point. He's
talking to Cowboy Dan.
Well, he's distracted a little bit. But that's a great observation to make. When you're practicing run blocking all the time, you have no time to practice pass blocking. It's clearly a different technique. Back to pass, able to make the connection right around the 30-yard line. Breaks a couple of tackles and finally goes down. Nice pass and pickup. Right around the 29. They're not moving with much.
Brings up fourth down.
They're not moving very quickly. It's a fourth down play now. 4th and 4. 1:09 to go.
I can't.
And now they call timeout.
See, here's my thing.
Timeout,
if you're going to
Ambridge.
call timeout, why waste the last 5 or 6 seconds you wasted? Call it right away. Every second counts. Because, how many times have we seen teams run out of time and can't spike a ball? So here you go. They don't need a lot. They need 4.
Right. Now they're running this wide a lot. Do you decide to go ahead
and run the ball?
Run the Wildcat wide?
They could.
Spread them out a little bit?
That's their strength, and you could surprise Blackhawk. The Cougars right now have got to be preventing long. They're playing back. They're playing extra DBs. They're playing the linebackers back. Mm-hmm. They want to prevent big gains. They're that prevent defense.
Yes.
So, you only got 1:08 to go. Ambridge wins this game if you can get a big play. You're trying to prevent big plays. So if they get a first down here, it's not the end of the world if you're Blackhawk. So you see 2 back deep, 3 linebackers way off the ball. So they're covering everybody. It wouldn't surprise me if they ran the ball here. It wouldn't surprise me.
Blackhawk does have 4 guys down, a 5th guy along the line. Back to pass, looking, trying to find somewhere to go. Incomplete pass at the feet of his receiver. Turnover on downs.
Because Blackhawk, because Blackhawk got pressure on the quarterback. 2 guys came at him. They're not used to passing. They're not used to hanging in there. He got rid of it earlier than he wanted to. All Blackhawk has to do is kneel. Now,
Tank, your thoughts about the idea of, it's one thing to learn how to be a good blocker as a lineman for the run game. Pass blocking is just a different technique and a different animal there.
Yeah, it's definitely a different animal. When you are pass blocking, you are letting them come at you, and you're just reacting to it. Whenever you're run blocking, you are basically being the hammer instead of the nail. So that's the difference between the two of those.
Canale takes it, hands it off to Stewart over the right side. Is able to get down inside the 15-yard line. 55 seconds to go, running clock. Ambridge has 1 timeout.
And they use it.
And they take it here.
And, it's not going to really matter because Blackhawk kneels on it twice, and that's it. That's it. They're going to kneel on it 2 times. And you know what?
Are you surprised at all that they're even trying to exchange with the handoff and not just take the knee? Wouldn't the safest call be to just take the knee?
Yeah, I would think. But maybe, because, I mean, there's no way. I mean, they can kneel on it 3 times. They can kneel on it 2 more times. There's not enough time. There's 55 seconds to go. I mean, they can't stop the clock anymore. So you're right. I'm kind of surprised they didn't. I'm just, you know what? I mean, we've seen teams turn things around. But, boy, this Blackhawk team was a completely different team in the second half. Once Canale got going, this was a completely different team once Hackathorn started catching the ball. And Ambridge could not sustain their drives and score when it looked like they should have. And they're going to kneel on the ball, and this is it.
There's snap number 1. Ambridge unable to stop the clock with 50 seconds now. And now a flag is thrown.
A little bit of extracurriculars afterwards. Big scoring early. As we said, it was 14-9 after 1. It was 21-15. It was one score only in this second half, and a defensive second half. And Blackhawk, I mean, if you'd have told me mid-first quarter we were going to have Blackhawk dominate the second half, I would have said, I don't think so, because Ambridge was just too good on offense. But the lack of diversity on offense really hurt Ambridge. Really, really hurt them.
One of the things that we noticed in the very first game that we covered for Ambridge when they were playing Western Beaver was that it looked like it was almost the same formation time after time with basically the same plays. And I get the logic behind it. If you can't stop it, then we're going to keep on doing the same thing. But it looked as though Blackhawk has been stopping it, and they didn't make the adjustments to come up with a better formation. And when you run the Wildcat all the time, you don't have a guy back there with you to fake the handoff, misdirect.
It worked. Again, I would say it worked for a good portion of the game. But Blackhawk had some big key stops on Ambridge, and that turned this game around. Key stops. And when Ambridge missed that field goal, things really turned. The momentum really turned.
Blackhawks defense giving up 27 points per game on average so far. When they win, they only give up about 8. When they lose, they've given up as many as 46. Tonight, they win by giving up 21.
I got to tell you, this to me is a statement. You come on the road, you just got beat up last week. This really bodes well for this program. This program won, 9 games in 4 years. Ambridge now really, I mean, they're going to have to win every game and hope. And Blackhawk can win 2 out of 3 and still get in the playoffs. They've got key games coming up, obviously, but this is a big victory for Blackhawk, a team that didn't sniff the playoffs last year, and they're right in the hunt right now.
Yeah, Blackhawk looking really good at this point. They came into this game 3-3 overall, 0-1 in the conference. Now they're 50-50. But to be at 4-3 and be able to really turn this program around so quickly. It's just a wonderful testimony to these kids and the leadership of Coach Wickline.
I mean, you got to figure this team's a play away from beating North Catholic at home. They beat Southmoreland and York handily. They hung in there with Beaver. They beat Beaver Falls. They did lose them on tour, but there's no shame in that. Now they got to play Aliquippa next week, and then the biggest game of the year is going to be West Allegheny in 2 weeks. And if they can win that game and then beat Newcastle, they'll probably make the playoffs. If they win one of the two, they might make the playoffs. So they still, I mean, even if they don't make it, they've turned this program around, and that's something to be said.
Let's talk about the CCBC players of the games in a losing effort for Ambridge. You look at Jace McCracken and what he did tonight. 2 touchdowns on the night. Really did well for himself.
I say it's Jace McCracken for sure. That was my pick at halftime, obviously, and we're waiting for Tank here in a second. And I believe that we're going to wait for the players and coach to come over, so we got some time. And McCracken's a guy. I mean, obviously there was a couple other guys. Fernandez was good in there as well, but I think McCracken with the 2 touchdowns early. Keon Lee played a good, but I think 2 big touchdowns, an 18-yarder and a 55-yarder make it for Jace McCracken. I think you agree with that.
Let's go down to Tank Latham, the eXp Realty sideline report with the CCBC player of the game for Ambridge, Jace McCracken.
Yeah, I'm down here with the CCBC player of the game for Ambridge, Jace McCracken. So, a couple touchdowns today. We're going to walk a little closer to the microphones, giving us trouble here. So, tough game there. Tell me a little bit about how your team played with you.
First half, we came out good, and I think it was going to be a good game. But second half,
Still was a great game.
It still was a great game, but we need to play harder. We need to keep our foot on the gas all game long and stop playing around, bro.
Hey, you guys played tough. That was a tough team there. I mean, that went down to the last minute there. I mean, it really did. For you, though, on those touchdowns, you wouldn't be denied. Talk to me a little bit about that. How'd that happen?
How'd I got my touchdowns?
Yes, sir.
I feel like I'm just good with my speed. I just came around the corner. They couldn't catch me. I know I'm pretty fast. I hit the hole pretty hard on my first touchdown. Second touchdown, just ran around the corner. I just used my speed pretty much. No moves, just speed.
All right, what do you plan on doing after high school?
Going to trade school, being an electrician.
All right, nice.
Nice.
We definitely need those. Well, keep your head up. It's a long season. Hopefully we'll see you soon.
Thank you very much. The Electric Garage Doors postgame show continues from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth. And once again, Tank Latham is on the sideline with our CCBC player of the game, Stephen Canale, the quarterback for the Blackhawk Cougars.
All right, Stephen, CCBC player of the game. Congratulations, not only the winning quarterback, but a heck of a defensive game, too. Tell me a little bit about your game tonight.
You know, coming into the game, we had a couple guys hurt, knew a couple guys had to step up. So we had to come together as a team this week, missing a couple key guys. We just had to play our hearts out.
All right, your coach is a man of few words when it comes to the media.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me what he said at halftime besides grow up?
Coach Wick talks a lot about adversity and how you're going to respond. You know, we were down coming into the half. We weren't playing our best football. And we came together as a team, decided how we were going to handle it, and I think we handled it very well.
Yeah, you definitely you were a great game manager out there, and a lot of people say that's a bad thing, but you took what you had, you took what the defense was giving you, and you just kept going down the field. And that turning point was whenever you guys came out that first half, stopped them, scored a touchdown, went right back at it, and you guys never looked back. So kudos to you. And if you want to say anything else?
No, sir. Thank you. I'm all good.
What about you? What are you going to be doing after high school?
I would be looking for an opportunity to play in college, but if not, it is what it is, you know. So just keep working, keep my head down, and try and make the playoffs for this team.
Heck yeah. Well, hey, this is the first step towards it. Good job tonight.
Thank you.
Tank, thank you very much. You know, when you look at Steven, not only is he a really good quarterback, he can run the ball, he can pass the ball, and he's also one of the leading tacklers on defense, too. So if there's a guy who may have a future at the next level, it could very well be Stephen Canale. And the Electric Garage Doors postgame show continues, and now on the sideline is Tank Latham with the head coach of the Blackhawk Cougars, Jack Wickline.
All right, Coach. You told me earlier in the game you wanted to make sure you focused on the basics. The first half, they weighed on you heavy with their offensive line, their defensive line. Halftime, you made some great adjustments. Talk to me a little bit about your team.
I mean, those kids, they fought hard. They were stacking the box, and, you know, we had to count on our senior leaders to, open it up in the passing game. And fortunately, we were able to do that. And you got to shout out to the O-line as well for giving Steve some time. And, our seniors stepped up and made big plays in the second half. But it was primarily that defense. And shout out to the punter. I mean, we played with a field position all night in the second half. And when that defense decided to step up, we just had that momentum. And, the defense carried us in that second half. So.
Tank, if you would ask him about that punt, and is that something he's taught his punter to do to be able to get one to stop and bounce backward like that, or is that just a fortunate bounce?
All right, they're asking me, do you guys work on that punt where he kind of did some English on it where it has some backspin and just died at the 1 yard line down there?
Yeah, I mean, that kid is a first-year punter.
Wow.
He's a senior.
Is he a golfer?
Oh, he should be. No, that was beautiful English. He works every day, and we have a kicking coach, Caleb, who joined the staff as well, and he has a passion for kicking and punting, and he works with those guys every day. And Robert Kelly is a senior who's never punted before in his life and decided to come out his senior year to punt. And the performance that he put on there was very impressive. So shout out to him.
Yeah, three different teams. You got to win offense, defense, and special teams for sure. Once again, your guys never gave up. I gotta love that. This was the first step towards the playoffs. Hopefully, we see you soon.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you very much, Coach. Do appreciate it indeed. Tank Latham joining us on the sideline with the eXp Realty Sideline Report. And once again, the Electric Garage Doors postgame show continues in a moment from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth on Beaver County Radio.
The unexpected happens. When it does, you have peace of mind that you can rely on your insurance agent. As an independent agency, S.E. Snyder in Rochester can represent you to several insurance companies, so we can get you the best coverage for the best price. We pride ourselves in customer service and honest sales, so you shouldn't feel pressured with an insurance quote. If you need a quote or have questions about the coverage you need, talk with us until you're satisfied. Call S.E. Snyder Insurance Agency in Rochester today at 724-774-3584.
You know, I've heard people refer to older veteran athletes as being all washed up. Well, quite frankly, that's a rather nice compliment if you ask me. This is the Aquaman of Beaver County, Jim Riggio from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. When you hear something like that, you have to consider the source of the water, that is. After all, getting washed up with Beaver Falls Municipal Authority water can't be a bad thing. That's because for over 80 years, we've made it possible for everyone to feel washed up, even if they are not star athletes. Click bfwater.net.
Looking for home services? Call Patriot Home Care in Beaver Falls. Their staff provides company, conversation, and companionship to all patients, ensuring medications are taken on time, participating in fun community activities, personal care, meal prep, and light household work are all services provided by Patriot Home Care, all thanks to the hardworking and selfless team members. Call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or stop in Patriot Home Care, 1225 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls.
Looking for that special home or wanting to sell yours? Let the Lisa Latham team, brokered by eXp Realty, help you. Hi, I'm Tank Latham, and our goal is to make you feel comfortable whether buying or selling. Lisa and I strive to make the process as smooth and as easy as possible. We invite you to visit the all-new eXp office located at 926 3rd Avenue, New Brighton. Give us a call at 724-307-5472. Check out Beaver County home inventory on our website, lisalatham.com. The Lisa Latham team, results that move you.
When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it's hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season from your friends at Fry Transportation.
Your Beaver County McDonald's restaurants are proud to partner with Beaver County Radio in sponsoring all the local high school football games this season. Stop into any of your local McDonald's restaurants for everyday value items like 2 for $3 mix and match, sausage burrito, sausage McMuffin, and hash browns. Don't forget to download the app for extra special savings. Looking for a great part-time job? Visit mchire.com today to apply. Good luck to all the Beaver County football teams this season from your local McDonald's restaurants. I'm loving it.
How can I help my child to make positive choices?
Start with a conversation. Start making the difference.
Beaver County Parents, is your child between the ages of 10 and 14? If so, Keystone Wellness Programs is offering the Strengthening Families program in your area. This free program is designed for families to have fun together while learning ways to promote family bonding and communications. For more information about upcoming sessions near you, visit KeystoneWellnessPrograms.org, paid for with PA taxpayer dollars.
Did you know that if you have the ability to listen to the radio, you have the ability to dig a ditch? It's true. By renting the right equipment from D&G Rentals in Beaver Falls, you can turn big projects into simple ones. So if you can master your cell phone, you can probably build a new patio or pour a new sidewalk. You already have the know-how, you just don't have the right tools. And that's where D&G Rentals comes in. Visit dgrent.com. So remember, if you can change the channel, you can probably change a transmission with a little help from D&G Rentals.
Back to school season means back to your credit union season. Before you pack the lunchbox, be sure and pack your wallet. Visit Friendly Federal Credit Union and get the cash supply you'll need so that you can buy the school supplies that they will need. This is Cindy Hiladio. Stop into the principal's office and see me to sign up for an easy-to-manage personal signature loan. They're now available from $500 to $10,000 with approved credit. Friendly Federal Credit Union, member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. Dial 724-774-3200 and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Electric Garage Door Sales. Give them a call at 724-774-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoorsales.com.
What's that?
The Electric Garage Doors postgame show continues from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth. And Mike Azadian with me. I'm Mangino. Tank Latham joining us in the studio as well. And let's talk about some of the scores that are happening around the Beaver Valley from the Fried Transportation Update Desk. Union Scotties all over Beaver Falls, 21-0. Beaver Falls just can't buy a break at this point.
Yeah, they've got hurt players as seniors. They're playing with their coach. We say it every week. Talked to him this week. Extremely young. It's just a rebuilding year for them. And I know people in Beaver Falls don't want to hear that, but that's the way it is. And they're not that good on offense. And just not that good this year.
Well, let's remind people, too. This team, the young guys that are on this team,
right?
Last year, they went undefeated.
In junior high.
Yes. So they have the skill set. But people have to remember, and Tank, maybe you can talk to this a minute, there's a big difference between young guys playing football at 13, 14, 15 and young guys playing football at 17 and 18.
There's a whole nother growth spurt there, and there's like men playing against boys. So it's really comes down to just being able to finish plays and being able to do everything you need to do.
Right, and a lot more experience and growing up a little bit, putting on some more weight, getting a little bit bigger. Next thing you know, Beaver Falls will be back to their winning ways coming up.
It'd take a year or two, but, again, just look what New Brighton's doing. Look what Hopewell's starting to do. Look what this Blackhawk team's doing. You can turn teams around, but the kids have to stay with the program.
Speaking of New Brighton, it looks as though they're falling to Mohawk 28-13.
Mohawk's tough at home. Mohawk's a lot of tough kids and always have a tough program. And New Brighton, though getting better, not all the way quite back, but better than they were last year.
Peters Township and the Moon Tigers. Peters Township came back, and they're leading now 23-14 in the fourth.
Yeah, they're one of the better teams in 5A. Moon's a good program, and Moon right now, if they lose this one, they're going to have to really turn it on at the end of the year to try to make the playoffs.
How about Rochester, the way they've turned things on the past couple of weeks? All over Shenango today, 34-28 there in the fourth.
Yeah, the schedule a little easier now with Summit last week and Shenango this week. But I think Laurie, the running back, is back. I still think they're playing with a freshman quarterback because their senior quarterback, not only did he break his thumb, but he broke his thumb to a point where you can't receive snaps at all. It's too much pain. And he's in his, and you can't do it when you got a cast on. Right. So I think they're doing this Wildcat and freshman quarterback.
Central Valley with a bounce back. They are playing North Catholic, and they're up 40-24.
They stay alive for the playoffs, even if they make it as a wild card or make it as a third-place team. They should now make the playoffs. They lost this game, then North Catholic would have had the inside track.
Last score I have, maybe you have a more recent score, Southside and Northgate. Northgate up 21-7 at the half.
That's the last I saw. And, I know Northgate's improved, but I'm a little bit surprised by that. I just think that the athletes of Northgate probably have taken advantage somehow. They saw something on Southside's defense, and they had some big plays. And Southside to not be able to score a little bit more on Northgate, I'm a little bit surprised by that game.
Hopewell and McGuffey. Hopewell winning 28-10. That score was at the half.
And look at what Hopewell has improved. They have an outside shot at the playoffs, but again, no matter what, they're improved as well.
Very competitive game in Aliquippa. It's reported as a final 19-7 over West Allegheny.
West Allegheny a little bit better than they were early in the season, but they still lost it. They always play Aliquippa tough, and we thought long and hard about doing that game, but realized that probably the better matchup was this one, and I think we saw a good one here. Whatever we would have picked would have been good, but this was a good ball game.
Well, one game to not do was to travel with Beaver down the Deer Lakes.
Yeah.
It was 42-0.
Unless you're a Beaver fan.
Yeah, I don't know who it was. It might have been Tank or somebody told me, oh, Deer Lakes. Oh, they're going to be. I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Deer Lakes has improved, but they're not in the class of Beaver right now. Beaver's proving that the section they come from, 3 of the top 4 or 5 teams in 3A are from this section.
What a power in Fort Cherry. 35-6 over Cornell. It's a final.
Cornell's good, and Cornell will be a playoff team, but Fort Cherry is really good. Fort Cherry might be able to win in Double A. With Matt Sieg at quarterback, Matt Sieg's going to be in a lot of people's minds. This kid's got offers from Penn State and others, and he's the kind of kid that is in going to be nominated for quarterback of the year in Western Pennsylvania. He's a super athlete. They're the inside track to get down to Acrisure. It just depends on who else goes with them. But, boy, Cornell's a really solid team against everybody else but them in Bishop Canada.
Riverside needing a big win in the Midwest Athletic Conference. They got it tonight, 14-0 over Freedom.
Freedom hung in there with them. I mean, Freedom's one of those teams that just they just don't have the depth. They're hanging with teams but don't have enough to get over the hump. And Riverside has gotten over the hump, and they're competitive, if not for last week's mistake-filled game against Western Beaver. Riverside's a team that's knocking on the door for the playoffs.
All right, we'll take a little pause. We'll come back. The Electric Garage Doors post-game show will continue from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth. Don't forget to stick around. Bruce Fry and the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show coming up after the game. We'll take a final look at this game and some final thoughts from both Mike and Tank and I, and we'll wrap things up from Ambridge. Once again, 29-21 Blackhawk over Ambridge on Beaver County Radio.
Make your dream of a college degree a reality at Community College of Beaver County. CCBC offers 10 pathways to success, including health sciences, criminal justice, industrial technology, business, and more. Start at CCBC and finish your career or get transfer ready, all at a realistic cost. Enroll today. ccbc.edu.
The unexpected happens. When it does, you have peace of mind that you can rely on your insurance agent. As an independent agency, S.E. Snyder in Rochester can represent you to several insurance companies, so we can get you the best coverage for the best price. We pride ourselves in customer service and honest sales, so you shouldn't feel pressured with an insurance quote. If you need a quote or have questions about the coverage you need, talk with us until you're satisfied. Call S.E. Snyder Insurance Agency in Rochester today at 724-774-3584.
I've heard people refer to older veteran athletes as being all washed up. Well, quite frankly, that's a rather nice compliment if you ask me. This is the Aquaman of Beaver County, Jim Riggio from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. When you hear something like that, you have to consider the source of the water, that is. After all, getting washed up with Beaver Falls Municipal Authority water can't be a bad thing. That's because for over 80 years, we've made it possible for everyone to feel washed up, even if they are not star athletes. Click bfwater.net.
No matter what the circumstances, no matter the reason, one of the few things that is left when a loved one passes on are the memories. Staging those memories in an honoring way is one of the reasons so many people have chosen J&J Spratt Funeral Home. A person's legacy depends on a lifetime of accomplishments and then how they are remembered. J&J Spratt Funeral Home has helped start the process of creating positive legacies for over 70 years. Visit jjsprattfh.com. Joseph M. Spratt, Supervisor and Funeral Director.
Looking for a fall activity for your children? Pass and score your way into the Beaver County YMCA's Youth Soccer League. The league will teach the basic fundamentals of soccer. There will be one practice a week teaching drills and skills. This soccer league is for kids ages 5 through 12 and runs from September 10th to October 19th. Registration is already open. To register, go to beavercountyymca.org. Looking for home services? Call Patriot Home Care in Beaver Falls. Their staff provides company, conversation, and companionship to all patients, ensuring medications are taken on time, participating in fun community activities, personal care, meal prep, and light household work are all services provided by Patriot Home Care, all thanks to the hardworking and selfless team members. Call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or stop in Patriot Home Care, 1225 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls.
Did you know that if you have the ability to listen to the radio, you have the ability to dig a ditch? It's true. By renting the right equipment from D&G Rentals in Beaver Falls, you can turn big projects into simple ones. So if you can master your cell phone, you can probably build a new patio or pour a new sidewalk. You already have the know-how, you just don't have the right tools. And that's where D&G Rentals comes in. Visit dgrent.com. So remember, if you can change the channel, you can probably change a transmission with a little help from D&G Rentals.
You're listening to 2024 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio from the McGee Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Falcone's Moon Township Ford, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, the Community College of Beaver County, Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, Al's Pizza in New Brighton, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Drug-Free Aliquippa, McGee Heating and Cooling, LGKG, the St. Barnabas Health System, and Beaver County Radio.
Continues from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth. I'm Mangino, Mike Casadian with me. Tank Latham, congratulations once again to the CCBC players of the game. Jace McCracken in a losing effort, 2 touchdowns for Ambridge, and Stephen Canale, quarterback for the Blackhawk Cougars, 3 touchdowns on the night. 2 of them to Tyler Heckathorn. Just a really, really great night for Stephen Canale. And looking at this game, Mike, Blackhawk went up early on with a field goal.
Yep.
But Ambridge came roaring back, and it looked as though it was going to be Ambridge's night that first half.
It did. I mean, they Ambridge turned over on downs deep in Ambridge territory early in the game, but Blackhawk had the block punt, and then that led to the 3-0 21-yard field goal, even though Ambridge's defense held. Then they came right back and scored on a 55-yard touchdown by Jace McCracken. Their offensive line was dominating. It was 7-3. Then they come back after a punt by Blackhawk punts it to them, but Keon Lee makes a nice punt return, 14-3, and Ambridge seems to be rolling, but Key, next possession, 60-yard touchdown run by Braden McCarthy. That was a big play to get Blackhawk right back in the game at 14-9. But then another big play by Ambridge, Jace McCracken, 18-yard run. They go up 21-9, and you think maybe they're going into the half, but Blackhawk drives down, and Heckathorn, after missing 4 passes that went in and out of his hands, finally had a couple on that drive and scored on a 12-yard reception. That was huge, because now 21-15, they go into the second half, and all of a sudden our offense is diversified. As Tank pointed out, they started tiring out Ambridge's defensive line, and Blackhawk scores on their first possession, which was the second possession of the second half, and they scored on an 8-yard touchdown reception by Heckathorn to make it 22-21, and they didn't really need to do anything else. Ambridge and their possessions in the second half, turnover and downs, missed field goal, punt, turnover on downs. They only had 5. Blackhawk then would finish the scoring. They punted a couple of times, but then finally Connor McCrae scored on a 44-yard touchdown pass. He was wide open as Ambridge was selling out for the run, and Blackhawk wins this game 29-21. And Ambridge they're lucky, I think, in some ways to be in that game in the first half, because they made some mistakes that Blackhawk just didn't take advantage of, or Blackhawk could have been up at the half. So when you really look at this game, Blackhawk was the better team from late in the second quarter and the whole second half.
Ambridge now 0-2 in the conference, and based upon what they have left in this conference, and the Parkway is just absolutely stacked this year, they could go winless in the conference this year.
They could, because they're going to play Montour next week. They're one of the better teams in 4A. They're going to play Newcastle, one of the most improved teams in 4A. Then they're going to play Aliquippa. So this was a huge game for them. I think that they're probably not going to be looking at the playoffs this year. And, Ambridge, if you look at it, you take away the Hopewell game, you take away this game, they're winnable games. They could only have 1 loss. Instead, they have 3.
And on the flip side of things, Blackhawk figuring out a way to be able to get the big win against Ambridge tonight. Next week, they draw Aliquippa, and then it's West Allegheny, and they close at Newcastle.
They've won the games they're supposed to win. Beaver Falls, Southmoreland, York tonight, and a tough loss to Beaver, but look how good Beaver is. A game against North Catholic that could have went either way, but they're winning the games they need to. Now the rest of the way, they're going to have to beat a West Allegheny Newcastle to assure a playoff spot, I would think. If they lose all 3, then they're probably not going to make the playoffs. But it all could end up winding up to West Allegheny at their place in 2 weeks, and then at Newcastle the last 2 games of the season. And Blackhawk, no matter what, they've turned this program around. That's to say the least.
All right, so Tank Latham joining us, reporting all afternoon, all evening long from the sideline, eXp Realty sideline report. When you look at this game, what do you think was the biggest difference maker to give Blackhawk the victory and Ambridge to come up a score and a 2-point conversion short?
If it was the biggest thing I seen was the quarterback play, really, and the lack of quarterback play from Ambridge, leaning heavily only on the running back being the quarterback versus Blackhawk, where they have a seasoned veteran back there actually being able to be a game manager, seeing what's out there and taking what the defense is giving you.
Yeah, one of the things that really got me was that if you're going to run this Wildcat, and I can understand the value of the Wildcat, and I also understand the thinking of having somebody set up in front of you to block, but if you don't have a running back beside you, and the defense never has to worry about which way is it going. All I have to do is follow the guy who has the ball, and he's the only person who's ever going to get the ball on this play.
Yeah, and Ambridge's offensive line wasn't really getting onto the linebackers of Blackhawk, so they were actually really able to zone in on that quarterback / running back, and they would fill in the gaps as much as they could.
You could beat teams with that Wildcat, the teams that aren't as good as you, the teams that don't stack up with you on the offensive line. But when you trail in games, we saw it here, we said it early, and if you trail in games and you don't have the ability to throw the ball, very rarely are you able to come back because you need some kind of a big play, a big turnover, punt return, something. And Ambridge just didn't get that because all Ambridge had to do was just limit them on the run, let them run the clock off, and they tried to throw the ball, but there's nobody to throw to. When you have a quarterback that's not used to being a quarterback, that's their biggest heel right now, and I think for Sherman McBride going forward, if not this year, next year, he has to develop a quarterback. Has to. You can't win in 4A without one.
Once again, 29-21, Blackhawk over Ambridge. Let's look at next week, the Jug game.
Yeah.
It's going to be Beaver Falls. They're going to play host to New Brighton. Beaver Falls still looking for their very first win of the season. And then you have New Brighton. That is, looks as though they're going to end up 3-4. They're trailing 28-7 against Mohawk, latest score that we had. That means they're going to be 1-3 in the conference. But this has the potential of being a really good game.
We'll see
for everyone.
New Brighton on the upswing a little bit. Beaver Falls on the downswing. I'm sure the New Brighton kids will be fired up to go into Beaver Falls and try to win that one.
Both sides are going to be fired up. It's right. New Brighton, Beaver Falls. It's Jug Week. I've lived it. The towns love it.
But I think New Brighton has to be.
Okay, for people who are listening that don't understand, what is so special about the Jug game?
Well, basically, we got the Beaver River separating New Brighton and Beaver Falls, and it's bragging rights between the two towns. And basically, much like when Rochester used to play Monaca for the bridge game, it's the same thing. These kids know each other. They were raised by they came up and they always played against each other. It's just something that is ingrained in them. They see the jug in the trophy case. That jug travels from school to school. It's something that's
it's a rivalry game.
It's in your blood.
It's just like Moon West Allegheny on tour up in your area. Same thing.
All right, and I'm going to guess that for New Brighton players and the coaching staff, they're going to be talking a lot about what Beaver Falls did to New Brighton last year.
The last few years.
Yeah, so there's going to be this idea of you need to be up for this game. Of all the games you're going to be up for all season long, you better be up for this one.
And I guarantee Beaver Falls is going to be up for it too.
Yeah, because if this is the one opportunity that you may really have to say, you know what, we're not going to go and go a winless season. And at this point in the year, I keep on hearing from coaches, by the time you get to here, you don't have freshmen anymore. No. You have some experienced guys that know what it takes to be able to play and play hard, and now it's time to show up. And next week at the Jug game could be that game for both of these teams.
Yeah, I mean both sides are going to have some injuries. They're going to be playing through injuries. A lot of schools are dealing with a lot of sickness as well. So it's just finding that way to win and get through that. And like I said, it's just tradition. It's Western Pennsylvania football. It really is.
All right, 29-21, Blackhawk over Ambridge here at Mo Rubenstein Stadium. On behalf of technical guru Curtis Walsh, cameraman Keith Walsh, statistician Big Country Daniel Campbell, sideline reporter Tank Latham, and Ryan Garazunas back at Beaver County Radio Control. My broadcast partner Mike Azadian. I'm Mangino. You've been listening to the best in Beaver County football on Beaver County Radio.
Thanks for tuning in to high school football on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's game was brought to you by eXp Realty, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Patriot Home Care, Keystone Wellness Programs, Fry Transportation, Forward RX, Electric Garage Door Sales, the YMCA, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, McDonald's, Moon Auto, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, CCBC, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, Al's Pizza, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Drug-Free Aliquippa, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, LGKG, St. Barnabas, Gnu's Body Works, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, Hallowed Grounds, J. Young Refuse, Zuki Sports Tavern, the Rochester Hotel, Henderson Insurance, D&G Rentals, S.E. Snyder Insurance, and Beaver County Radio, 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP.